Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for a monumental final of the Rugby League World Cup. Australia taking on Toa Samoa. Now, this game is one that no one really saw coming as the grand final of the Rugby League World Cup, which is why now that they've got a chance here, Toa Samoa, I think the whole of Samoa is behind them. The whole of the Pacific nations are behind them as well, and all they need to do is try and play an 80-minute game of rugby league, and they could be walking away as champions of the Rugby League Cup for the first time ever. I just messed up one of my words, but that is how excited I am for this contest. Looking through at the starting lineups and reserves for both of these sides, very strong. We will start with the Australians. They are going to be as follows. James Tedesco finds himself in the starting lineup. The Australian skipper is there at number 1. Valentine Holmes at number 4. Latrell Mitchell, Jack Wyden, Josh Adokar, the Fox. He has been scoring tries pretty much every single game that he plays. He has been sensational throughout this Rugby League World Cup. Cameron Munster there at number 7, and then Nathan Cleary, the always dangerous Nathan Cleary there at number 14. Looking through at the forwards, Jake Travojevic slots in at 5, Ben Hunt, Regan Campbell-Gillard, Angus Crichton, Liam Martin, and Isaiah Yeo. That is the starting lineup for the Kangaroos in this exciting final. Looking through at the Samoan lineup, they will be as follows. Joseph Suali'i at number 1. Taylor May. I'm losing my voice already. That's dangerous. Stephen Crichton there at number 4. Tim Lafai. He was, for me, the man of the match of that semi-final. He played absolutely brilliantly up against the English. He didn't get it in the end. Instead, they did give it to Jerome Luai, but I felt that he certainly deserved an honourable mention in that contest. He was absolutely everywhere. Brian To'o there at number 5. He's had a couple quiet games recently, but this is one of those matches that maybe To'o steps up to the occasion and is able to put in a big shift. Jerome Luai, I always say, if he plays well, Samoa win. If he plays badly, Samoa lose. And they need him to play one of his best games of rugby league he ever has if they want to be able to take down the Australians here in the final. Also, the last man in that starting backline for the Toa Samoans, it will be Anthony Milford. Looking through at the forwards, Junior Paulo, the big man, who will be looking forward to this contest. Now, someone said a very alarming stat to me, and they were saying if Junior Paulo loses this game, he will be the first player to have lost State of Origin, a NRL final, and also a Rugby League World Cup final all in the same year. We do not want that to happen to Junior Paulo, so he needs his team and himself to put in a big shift here. Chanel Harris-Tavita actually in the starting lineup. Now, that's a bit of a change because normally he does come off the bench, but instead gets the start for this final. Royce Hunt, the big man who's been playing very well lately. Ligi Sau, Jaden Sewer, and Oregon Kaufusi, the last man in that fullback. We have got Wu from Scrumless. I think it's Samoa who's going to win this. And also, I would say first team to score will take the World Cup, says Jenna. Samoa all the way from Viniana. And let's go Toa, says Gia there. And thought Italy might have stole it from South Africa. Close one, says Jack. Yeah, that first half was close, but then that second half, Springboks running away. Of course, that is talking a little bit of rugby union. Watching from Papua New Guinea, supporting our Pacific brothers. The Samoans, one Pacific, says Fernandez. And I think the talk of the whole week really has been how much everyone's coming together to support the Samoans in this game. Australia will be feeling like a little bit of the, I guess you could call them, what's the best way of describing it? I was going to say the outcast for this competition because everyone wants to see Toa Samoa make history. They had never made it to a quarterfinal. They had never made it to a semi-final. And now they're here in a Rugby League World Cup final, taking on one of the strongest sides and a favourite from start to finish to be able to win this competition. It's a massive opportunity. And I hope the Samoans take it with both hands and really put on a show. 22-0 for Samoa over Romania. So a very good start for the Samoans in the rugby union side. Can that transfer over to rugby league? We will have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to seeing the Ireland match at Dito Hamish, says Patrick. It is happening later on tonight. Ireland taking on Australia and the rugby union. Going to be exciting. They are currently chatting to the coach of the Samoan side. Now, the thing is, he will be feeling a lot of pressure. In the first game of the competition, his job was on the line. We saw their first matchup. They played up against England. It was not the result that they were after at all. But it's going to be a good opportunity now for him to see what he can do with this side. He's really built them into a winning machine currently. And is it true Gareth did Manu win? CS2000 at the moment, it does look a little bit that way. I'm watching all the way from Vancouver, Canada. And good morning from Fiji, paddling in the middle of the river. So you're in a river and you're watching this. This is absolutely incredible, really. Your Wi-Fi, for one, is brilliant. And also you have a lot of trust that you're not going to drop your phone into that water. If it's a waterproof phone, I guess you're a little bit safer, but you certainly do not want to be dropping it. Definitely not till the match is over. We have just finished seeing the matchup between Australia and New Zealand for the Women's Rugby League World Cup final. I have to say a big congratulations to the Kangaroos. They played extremely well throughout that final, getting themselves a big old win over the Kiwis, and blessings to our island community. They will celebrate after the game regardless of the result. Exactly right. Just making it to a final is absolutely massive for the Samoans. Like I mentioned, the first time ever they have been able to do so. But there's still that Pacific Island spirit that has been going around this week. Everyone thinks there's a chance here. And that is something that a lot of people wouldn't have been saying at the start of the competition, because we have to show the previous results for Samoa. I hate doing this because every time I do, everyone says, do not talk about that first game. But there we go. The matches that Toa Samoa have played up till this point of the competition. As you can see, that first game up against the host English, 60 points to 60 in that game. And that was the last thing that Samoa wanted in their first game of the Rugby League World Cup. But I think what happened in that game is it built them into an even stronger side, because the next games, they looked phenomenal. Up against Greece, 72 points to 4. Up against the Samoans, 62 points to 4. Bit of a common number there between those two sides. Tonga versus Samoa, that game went down to the wire, 20 points to 18 in favor of the Toa Samoans. And then they made their way to this game last week. And my heart, no joke, was racing for about 2 days after seeing that game. They went to golden point time. Could have gone either way. But Samoa, to be able to go from this to this is incredible. Like, you're looking at those dates, you're making hardly any, like no time at all to be able to recover. Less than a month's difference. And they're still able to do such a big turnaround. And that is why I think Samoa come in with such a high fan base and such a high chance of being able to do well in this contest. I wish you were doing Manu versus Romania's game 2, says 2000. I will mention we are doing All Blacks versus England a little bit later on tonight, and that is going to be covered on the channel simultaneously with this one, Casually in a River, as you do, says Jack. And go Toa Samoa, says Nadia. And how much time is left, says Tanatani. The game will be kicking off in about 20 minutes' time. So we've still got a little bit of time for the build-up, but we've got a lot to talk about for these two sides. Like I mentioned, those are Samoa's results. Now we look through at the Australian side that, to be honest, they haven't looked that troubled. That game up against the Kiwis was a little bit of a different story. But first of all, that game up against the Fijians, 42 points to 8. Very solid from Australia. Get the Kangaroos season underway. Then they won 84-0 up against Scotland, one of the biggest results we have seen in rugby league history. Then they beat Italy 66 points to 6, beating Lebanon in the quarterfinals. That was a very good win, 48 points to 4. I should mention that Josh Adokar in all of these games was just running in tries any chance that he got. And then they had their game up against the Kiwis in the semi-final. Now, interestingly enough, Ashley Klein was the referee for that game. Now, he is Australian. He is going to be refereeing this game for the final as well. I would have really loved to see a neutral referee. I'm not going to say that that's going to affect the result in any way, shape, or form, but just having a referee from England rather than a referee from one of the home nations or one of the final sides countries seems a little bit more likely, you know? And Georgia's beaten Wales 13 points to 12. They did. It was a massive win for the Georgians. They've done brilliantly to be able to take down Wales. But I guess it's that big question of what is going wrong with the Welsh at the moment. They haven't really had the best run. And watching Samoa versus Romania, it's 22-0, killing them, says Gareth. And that game only started not too long ago. So a very good start to the match for Manu Samoa. Samoa's passion is unmatched. Fair play, says Jack Cooney. Exactly right. Like, the win in that semi-final, I've seen videos of streets being closed off, Samoan flags flying high, tooting horns, music playing, dancing in the street. And that was for a semi-final. Imagine what happens if Samoa win this game. The crowd and the town and the city and the country of Samoa, in fact, the whole Pacific nations really, are going to go mental. And it's going to be absolutely incredible to see everyone come together supporting one side here. Toa Samoa, they've got a good chance in this game. They just need to make sure they don't allow the Australians to score early points on the board. And Nathan Cleary is one of those guys who could create that opportunity. Like they're talking about, the fact that Luai and also Nathan Cleary, two of the most important players out there on the field for their respective sides, they're both Panthers teammates. You're chucking Brian To'o in there as well, another Panther, Stephen Crichton. You know, you've got so many Panthers in there. No wonder these two sides are through to the final. Samoa on top, says Jackson. They say every team has a bad game in the Rugby World Cup. Toa's had theirs, Australia hasn't, says Stone Cold. Now that is something to think about, because you would have to say their game up against New Zealand wasn't flash for Australia, but would it be considered their bad game? And if not, does that mean this game in the final is the time that they do get it wrong? Good luck, boys, says Lucy. And Patrick has said, let's go Samoan brothers, and cheering from Samoa, or for Samoa, Josh and Akash there. And also, we have got the Samoa on top from Jackson and Taylor May as well, says Nazi Williams, another Panthers player. Just everywhere that you look, you see Penrith Panthers stars, really. They're all brilliant players. I'm looking forward to seeing what Tim Lathai does in this game, because, like I mentioned last week, he was absolutely sensational, and he deserves the start. He got it here. They're showing Josh Adokar, though. He's certainly going to be one to watch out for the Fox. When he gets going, that crossfield score that he got up against the Kiwis was absolutely brilliant. He could have run another 5 to 10 meters ahead and still taken that catch. That is how quick the Fox can be, and he'll be looking to strike, get himself into double figures. And Index said WTF. I assume that's because we haven't got the licensing to show the game. Pretty much your best bet to be able to watch this game, depending on where you are in the world, of course. There is the option of Sky Sport. I believe in Australia it's on 9 as well. And also, this is it, says Index. And there, and also the unnerving fact is that we haven't seen Nathan Cleary's best performance in his World Cup games yet. Hopefully he gets it, or he gets to do so tonight. And Taylor May as well, says Nazi Williams. And concerning times for Wales, generally could be overtaken by Italy in next year's Six Nations. Australia, not this year, but a few years back, they had it their bad day when Tonga beat them for the first time in history. I should also mention, these two sides do not play very often at all. When you look at the team stats, head-to-head, they have played twice in history. They have played 2, and both have been won by Australia. The last time that they played was actually on the 17th of November, 2017. That is 5 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, that these two sides last clashed. Australia winning at 46 points to 0. And then the game before that, it was on the 11th of November. Here's one for you, 2000. I was 1 year old at the time that they played their first clash of these two sides. I wouldn't have remembered the game because, of course, I would have still been almost in diapers at that stage, and still, I guess, just confused by bright lights and the fact that my legs moved. And are you going to stream the game? Sadly, due to licensing, we're unable to show any match footage or audio, but we will be doing the commentary for the game. I will let you know exactly where you can watch the highlights straight after the game. That is kicking off in about 15 minutes' time as well for that question for when the game will be getting underway. Not too long now till we get to see these two sides in action. It's at Old Trafford in Manchester, Manchester United's home stadium. Ground conditions are good. The weather is fine. It's a great day for a final, and I hope that it fully delivers and is an absolutely brilliant one. Where do we watch it? Says Yonan, depending on whereabouts you are in the world, you could watch it on Spark Sport here in New Zealand. If you do have a VPN, set yourself to New Zealand, sign up for a Spark Sport free trial. You will end up getting charged after the 7 days, but you just cancel before that, and you'll get this Rugby League World Cup final and also every other game that has taken place in the Rugby World Cup up till this point. You will be able to watch on demand on Spark Sport. So I highly recommend doing that. If you haven't got a VPN, it makes it a little bit trickier, but you've still got a few options out there. 9 Now in Australia, I believe, would be showing it, but I could be wrong there. Fox is another option. And Gino said this guy can blah, blah, blah. That is what we do best. Pretty much when I did go to school, every teacher that I talked to was like, hey, you'd be really good at going blah, blah, blah for a job. And I'm doing them proud, I guess is the best way of putting it. Go Toa Samoa, says Lele Malefau. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And this funny man says Index. And also that's what I did. Free Spark Sport trial. And also we'll get that. I'd rather listen to you. So says Index. And also I see your 3 scheduled live streams back to back. We do all of them, or someone will join you with snacks. So pretty much my mum and dad are going to be doing the first 20 minutes of the All Blacks versus England game. That is due to the overlap that we will have between this match and that other contest. Then alongside that, we will have plenty more action taking place. I will be joining for that All Blacks England stream. And then after that, We are going to Ireland versus Australia. Now, I should mention, before we get too far into this live stream, if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. What's the website again? It is called Spark Sport. I will type it in the chat for you guys as well. I better spell it correctly. That will help out. But yeah, pretty much in New Zealand, it's available. But anywhere else around the world, I believe it has to be through a VPN. And yes, I'm like Hamish's commentary better though. Says Nuzzy Williams, and good morning, brothers. Welcome in, Justin. Hope you are doing well, mate. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are currently only 56 subscribers away from hitting the 20,000. There's a chance we may hit it before the match even gets underway. It would be absolutely massive. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Have a good one, bro. Listen here, says Dane there. And also BBC iPlayer is pretty good as well. Free with a VPN to the UK, says Tal. So another option, as long as you guys have got yourself a VPN, hopefully you will be able to watch this game. Our boys look small in comparison size-wise, says 2000. Tell you what, there's some big boys out there on the park, and there's going to be some even bigger hits, some bigger heart shown out there on the field. I hope that we see a big shot early on from someone like a Junior Paulo to assert the dominance that Samoa are not going to take a backward step in this contest. They're going to go full steam ahead and absolutely throw everything into it, because at the end of the day, if you don't throw it all into a Rugby League World Cup final, where do you put it? You know, at the end of the day, this is your moment. This is what a lot of these guys have been waiting for their whole lives, to play in a World Cup final, to try and take one home. Can they do it? That is a question on every person's mind really going into this match. How's everybody watching the game? Spark Sport, it's how I am watching it. I believe someone's just mentioned BBC iPlayer in the UK as another option. Who do you have your money on, bro? Well, Samoa is certainly a decent option for an underdog, to be fair. They're paying about $7 at the moment, which is massive with the way that they've been playing. Australia are the safe bet, but tell you what, there's a beating heart right in here that says Samoa's going to take it, and I just can't tell whether it's a head or the heart moment. We're going to have to wait and see after the 80 minutes. Trying to find one here. And says Ellen. And also, what about the Rugby League World Cup final? Says Justin in there. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Manu Samoa says Justin up the Aussie, says Keffy. And also, so many parades, the pressure on our poor boys. But that's the thing. I feel like that pressure has created diamond moments for Samoa. Going into the Rugby League World Cup, they had pressure on them, Samoa. They knew that. And then they had that first game up against England where they lost 60 points to 6. And in a weird way, I feel like that got rid of all nerves. That got rid of all worries, because everyone pretty much from that moment said, nah, Samoa, they ain't winning this year. They have no shot. They might not even make it out of the group stage. And then they went on a winning streak, winning up against Greece, winning up against France. That was a massive win. Let's not underestimate the French. They are a brilliant side. And the fact that Samoa were able to put 58 extra points on them was huge. Close game with Tonga. That one could have gone either way, but both Pacific Island nations are always going to give it 110% when they do end up clashing. And then that came the redemption story. There are movies that could be written about this match after that one, and if they've got the World Cup in their cabinet getting into the end of this Rugby League World Cup. These are the results that we have seen from the Australians. They've had a pretty solid run throughout their group stage matches and the quarterfinal, but then the semi-final, the Kiwis pushed them a little bit more, 16 points to 14. Nice and close, but Australia did enough. Get through as their side. I can watch the game, Spark Sport or BBC iPlayer, your two best bets. They are both free, but you need to be in a certain country or have a VPN to be able to do so. Australia will win 60 points to 6, says Keffy there, and also the Samoan flags from Sean. Go Money Samoa, so happy they're winning, says 2000. Australia 60-0. That seems to be a very common scoreline. I gotta stream the game, cuz says it was general. Unfortunately, due to match or copyright, I should say, we aren't able to show match footage or audio, but we will be showing you guys pretty much our reaction to the whole game, our commentary as well, the play-by-play. But I can recommend checking out Spark Sport as an option, and also BBC iPlayer if you want to be able to watch this game. The highlights will be on YouTube straight after the contest, and yeah, it's going to be a pretty epic game. So if you have any way of being able to watch it, whether that's with a VPN or elsewise, I highly recommend giving it a look. Ladies and gentlemen, though, we are only 39 subscribers away from 20,000, which is absolutely huge. Just so you know, there's Rugby Union on right now. Don't have to watch this stuff, says Dude Reno. And there, yeah, I know that South Africa, or sorry, not South Africa, Scotland are playing Argentina. Also, Samoa were playing Romania. I believe that game's still going on. I can't think of a game that I'd rather watch at this stage, and that is Samoa versus Australia. The fact that we've seen it so far, the way that it's progressed, Australia come in as David, the underdogs. No, sorry, Samoa are David. And then from there, the underdogs through and through up against Goliath, the Aussies. They have done absolutely well. And also, what are the other sites? Gee, those are pretty much the only two that I know, unfortunately, that won't give you a virus on your PC or phone. And he's a commentator, bruv, says Esheba in there as well. And also 25-26 for the Manu Samoan boys to get themselves a win. If they were able to do just that, that would be absolutely massive for not just Samoa, but all of the rugby league world. And everyone that I've talked to wants to see it happen. BBC iPlayer isn't for Australia, and I ain't got a VPN. So your Australian options probably on Fox, on regular TV, would be your best bet. And who's your favourite, or who is favourite in your opinion? Definitely Australia. They have got the betting odds well and truly in their favour. I believe Samoa coming in as about $7 underdogs. That might close to about $5 though, when you see how big and bulky some of these Samoan boys are looking. They look like they've been hitting the gym each and every hour that they've had coming into this final. They are fired up. They are ready to rumble. And the Aussies are going to have to be on their A game nice and early in this contest, or else they may find themselves in a little bit of trouble. Far less stoppage time in league. I'll lot more ball play, or more ball and play, and I will watch Rugby League final to the All Blacks game, because Scotland game is what I call finished with an Argentina red card. And also what is on, says Index and Malosi Samoa, says Travis. And yeah, a country that is almost going to be at a complete standstill. Everyone at this point in time, they won't be going to work today unless Samoa get them. Well, no, they won't be going to work if Samoa win, because they'll have to probably have about 3 days off to finish celebrating if it happens, in prayer or praying for our Toa Samoa. God bless everyone. And yeah, happy birthday, Scott Barrett, says Scrumless. And let's go Toa, says 5E. But the two sides now making their way out onto the field. Just so you know how much money is being blown on Samoa at the moment. They have closed the betting odds for the Samoans. You can no longer bet on them. It is only Australia who can be bet on, and Samoa are underdogs. That makes me think someone has put either a $10,000 or maybe $100,000 bet on the Samoans here for this matchup. That's the only reason they would close it off this early, I would think. And also, can we watch it through here? Unfortunately, due to licensing, we're unable to show match footage or audio, but we will be doing the commentary throughout this match. All right, and what's going now? The match has not quite started. They are about to have the national anthems, and then these two sides will go into battle out there on the park at Old Trafford. I hope it's sold out. It deserves to be, because these two sides know how to put on a show, and they will certainly do just that in this match. And one of the Samoans will go to church if they win, says Nov Mum. I mean, it's a hard one, because they didn't expect a majority of, Samoa deep down knew that they could go through. But a lot of other people would have said that Samoa would get knocked out in the quarter or the semi. And now that they're here in the final, it's just a whole different level. For them, 100K bet, someone lost their entire damn mind. But the thing is, 100 grand, you make back 650,000 if they end up winning. Huge odds, really. And will we see it? Sadly, not on this channel due to the licensing. If we had the copyright and everything like that all sorted out, we would have been able to show it, but we would have had to pay a couple $1 million to be able to actually show match footage. Oh yeah, I've got the Samoan national anthem at the moment. What time does the game start? I'll go back to bed and come back. The game starts in 6 minutes, Ima. So I would recommend not napping before it gets underway, because it is just around the corner. But Jerome Luai looking like he's got the tears in the eyes. You can see how much it means to these Samoan boys. They have put heart and soul into this Rugby League World Cup. And now that they're at the final, all they need to do is play well for 80 minutes. I bet Australia loses 100K. That's more than my mortgage. And what we haven't got there, where is your snacks? Says Totally Lemon. Well, I actually have a bit of a story about snacks. Pretty much, as you guys know, at the end of the last live stream, I was trying to cook food as quickly as possible. I put it straight in the air fryer. And then pretty much before this live stream started, I was just scoffing as many hot chips as I could. This is how many. Whoa, they're green. That's weird. But pretty much I had half of my hot chips left. But the match, I had a scheduled live stream. We had to do it. So we've had a little bit of a snack before the game. I'll probably have to heat those up later And are you going to show the game? Unfortunately, we are unable to show the match footage, but we will be doing the play-by-play of the matchup. I should mention the interchange players. I haven't brought them up yet. Interchange for Australia. Cameron Murray, Patrick Carrigan. He was very good in the last matchup for the Australians. Harry Grant. And the reason I left this man's name till last is because he'll be a little bit caught between head and heart for this game. Tino Fa'asua Malawi, a man who in the past, he called himself a Samoan, but now he's got to go up against the Samoan brethrens in this matchup for the bench. In the Samoan side, it will be Josh Papali'i, Spencer Leniu, Martin Tapau, and Kalma Tuolangi. And the reserves for both sides, Daly Cherry for the Australians, and Ken Seo for the Samoans. The players in, we did see Tapau brought back in, Fa'amanu Brown left out for the Samoans. And where can I actually watch the match? Spark Sports, UBS Bet, or BBC iPlayer as another option. And it's cute to think that Samoa can win, but let's be real, there is no chance, says WP. That is exactly what everyone said when they were playing up against the English. That is what quite a few people said when they were playing up against the Tongans, yet they are the side now standing across from the Australians in this Rugby League World Cup final. We've just finished hearing the Australian national anthem. Same from the Samoans. Any 20s drop-off, says Eshe, and their any 20s drop-off. I'm not too sure what that means, unfortunately. And Jillaroos smashed the Kiwis. Let's hope this match is closer. Yeah, Australia want to make it a men's and a women's World Cup in the same day. Be pretty impressive. But for that to happen, they do need to make sure they do extremely well in that starting lineup with the Australians. We will quickly go through it one more time before we get into that match. James Tedesco, Valentine Holmes, Latrell Mitchell, Jack Whiten, Josh Adokar, the Fox, out on the wing. Cameron Munster and Nathan Cleary. He will be the last man in that backline. For the forwards, Jake Travojevic, Ben Hunt, Regan Campbell-Gillard, Angus Crichton, Liam Martin, and Isaiah Yeo. That is the Kangaroos side that they have gone with as their whole starting lineup. Then for Samoa, Joseph Suali'i, Taylor May, Stephen Crichton, Tim Lafai, for me, man of the match last week. They gave it to Luai, but I felt that it should have been Lafai's to have. Brian To'o, Jerome Luai, and Anthony Milford. Then it is going to be the back line of Junior Paulo, Harris, or actually Chanel, Harris Tavita, Royce Hunt, Ligi Sau, Jaden Sewer, and Oregon Kalfusi. What a team. And who is Australia playing? They're playing Samoa in this game. Hasn't started yet. Not quite. Samoa doing their pre-match ritual for the culture of the Toa Samoans. Then we're ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. What a day. Rugby League World Cup final. Then All Blacks on straight after, says Izzy. It is a great day to be a rugby league and rugby union fan. That is for sure. Anyone who is new, while we are waiting for this match to just about kick off, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are currently only 24 subscribers away from 20,000. That's massive. And that is weird to think that our goal by the end of this year originally was going to be 1,000 subscribers. And we have already added an extra 19 on there as well. And also the game will not be shown, says Scrum Lassie. Unfortunately, due to audio and video licensing, we're unable to show it. This is going off. And go Toa Samoa. And good morning, bro. Let's go Toa. And they're on Toa, let's go. And also, why is an Australian rugby team have an English rugby union competition on their shirt? It's a good question. The Gallagher Premiership, of course, a very popular one over there in England, lacking a couple teams. Maybe they had to find some new teams to sponsor. And they're like the Kangaroos will do. But boy, Samoa are fired up. Walking up to the halfway line. I always accidentally call it a haka, but it is not called that. If it was performed by the All Blacks, it would be the haka, but it is the Samoan equivalent of it. And also being from Hawaii, we know how Samoan people are. The owner of the team will sell. Says Notley in two different teams. In contrast, Samoa more like a family unit, whereas Australia are here to do business, totally different. Yeah, two sides that pretty much have had completely different paths to this Rugby League World Cup final. Australia, people have said it's been a lot easier than the path that Samoa found. Australia undefeated up till this point in the competition, whereas Samoa, they had that one loss, but they were able to fight back from it. And that is the most important part. Fighting through the adversity. Brian To'o getting right in the face of Cameron Munster. And the thing is, these Panthers boys are going to hit each other extremely hard. There will be no friends out there on the field. You can have a beer after. But for now, this is going to be a battle. Munster and To'o going nose to nose. Gets the hug from him as well. They are going to have. Tell you what, This is going to be a hard-hitting affair, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we've got there from America. I can't find anywhere to watch. I love to sport. I wish it was bigger here, says LeBron James. Yeah, I wish there was a lot more places to be able to watch this final. At the end of the day, you don't get to see a World Cup final every day. The pre-match or pre-game dance should be cut out of the game, says WP. I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty much to do with culture and history of a side, and I feel like that should be respected and, if anything, maybe encouraged. And 28 Roland says, Dollar Bill, there's a half-decent stream on YouTube right now as well. I don't know how long it will last, though, says Fluffy. And also, we have got there in the chat, it's gold up here, and also the Samoan flags, and it is called a war call. Says Index and Toa Samoa, baby, the 685. Right, ladies and gentlemen, they are just about to kick off this Rugby League World Cup final. Like I mentioned, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. 19 away from the 20,000. And I have no idea what we're doing at the moment for the 20,000 special, but it should be something relatively special. Ashley Klein, a referee who I respect, don't get me wrong, but I just feel it shouldn't be an Australian referee for a Rugby League World Cup final. Surely they could have found an Englishman to be able to do this matchup rather than someone who isn't really on neutral territory. Not saying he's going to do bad, not saying he's going to do good, just my opinion on the matter. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it will be the Samoans kicking this one off with Joseph Suali'i, a man who's been an anchor at the back for Samoa throughout this matchup, or throughout this Rugby League World Cup competition, I should say. Any team with Milford at halfback ain't going to be world champs, guys. A joke, says Drift and Thrift, although they've got some pretty good interchange players, so maybe they'll make those early time for a World Cup to go for a swim in the Pacific, says Kawini. And 80 minutes time, we will know whether or not that is the case. But Joseph Suali'i to kick us off for the Rugby League World Cup final. The crowd are all on their feet at Old Trafford. This is a big match, Phil. Suali'i's taking his time, taking the kick. My heart's going to be going up to 180, just watching him take his steps back. Referee has blown the whistle. Rugby League World Cup final underway, ladies and gentlemen. Samoa versus Australia, taken by Cleary, gives it off to Campbell Gillard and gets smacked hard in the tackle by Kaufusi. Now, Australia find themselves 20 metres out from the line. Now, one thing's for sure, we're going to see physicality in this contest, and that is a given. Jake Travojevic now goes off to the short side. Isaiah Yeo hits it up. Australia, their first three tackles haven't made a huge amount of meterage as of yet, but they're looking to build now. Campbell Gillard, another carry, already having the two throughout the early stages of this contest. It's Samoa all the way, says Viniana there. Now back across, Isaiah Yeo. It's a nice run forward. Good tackle around the bootlaces by Junior Polo alongside Royce Hunt. Now fifth and final, 39 metres gain. Nathan Cleary's going to put it up high and deep, but taken by Suali'i. Dangerous when he runs it back at the line. Big contact on him as well. Liam Martin got the shoulder in. Now Jerome Luai goes off to the left-hand side, already getting his hands on the ball there. Taylor May next to the breakdown. Now Harris Davida plays half, gives it off to To'o. Shut down by his opposite number in this matchup, which is Jake Travojevic. And let's go Australia, says Liam May. And an Aussie ref, the major grand final, what a joke, says Nuzzy Williams. Yeah, it seems weird to choose someone who's from one of the countries that's in the final. But, you know, they live and they learn, I guess, and you can do it. Toa Samoa, says Leslie. Samoa, decent first set, making 40 metres. So they're already one more than the Australians, I guess you could say. This current point in time, it's gone high, though. Nicely taken by Valentine Holmes. Hits it back up, tackled by Kaufusi, already making a couple throughout the first 2 minutes of this grand final. Now Cleary goes off to the right-hand side. Got attack and run from White, and he had an impressive semi-final up against the Kiwis. We're looking to continue that momentum. Liam Martin hit hard, moving up to 40 metres out from the Australian line, up to the third tackle as well. Now trying to go through. Jake Travojevic, he needs a big game here. Now back across to the left-hand side. Hunt goes off to Munster. Playmaker for the Aussies, trying to pierce his way through. It's a good tackle made by Anthony Milford at his opposite number, though. That will be fifth and final. 44 metres gained this time for the Australians. It's gone high. Nicely taken by To'o, who just decides to sacrifice the tackle by the Fox. Mal Meninga in charge of the Australians. He will be nervous for this final, but if their preparation is anything to go by, the Australians, they felt ready going into this matchup. And yes, Samoa, probably a little bit more of a physical side than they anticipated facing. They would have been thinking they were going up against the English. The Samoa's golden point kick by Stephen Crichton changed things just a little bit there. Another hit up from Samoa. So 35 out from their line. Kicking on third. Or in fact, kicking on fourth. Looking for the 40-20. The ball's curling. Tedesco manages to miraculously keep that ball in the field of play. And Valentine Holmes hits it up. That was brilliantly done from Tedesco. The crowd are booing. But I think he was able to just manage to keep that one in. And also good luck, Toa Samoa, says Maisie. And that would have been a 40-20 as well. So the Samoans would have had that ball back just inside of the 20-meter line, but they're just showing the replay. Oh, his foot's on the line, James Tedesco. That's controversial. And the crowd have seen it, and they are not happy, but they cannot go back for it now. Australia are going to be hitting up the ball when the ball touched the sideline. Isn't that out? It is. So pretty much Tedesco's foot was on the line when he swatted it back into the field of play. Bad decision. Watch replay. Hamish says English, or says Richard, I should say. And there, yeah. Touchy did miss that one. Now, goes off to Travojevic. Junior Paulo makes a good low tackle on him once again. Fifth and final. Only 27 metres gained by the Australians. Not a huge amount of meterage for them early on. Nicely taken by Taylor May. Trying to run it back at the Australian line. And Whiten, in fact, it was Martin as well, who's made the tackle on OMG the Kangaroos ball. The ball on the sideline. There's Rivers remix. Now another hit up from Tim Lafai. Now, he was everywhere in that semi-final up against England. He was playing beautifully, scoring tries, getting assists, making tackles, and putting it in the big hits. Perfect from Lafai in that last match. Now, Suoliti hits it up 45 metres out from the line, up to third tackle now for the Australians. For Toa Samoa, I should say. Now, Harris DeVita plays half, gives it off to Junior Paulo off to the right-hand side. Another big run from Sua. Makes a few extra meters in the process, and that is going to be fifth and final once again. These sets are coming thick and fast, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't seen the ball go out yet. Well, we have, but it wasn't called as out by the referee. Swatted back by Samoa. Still fifth and final. Have to try and use this one. Gives it off to Jerome Luai. Another offload there. Samoa doing brilliantly to keep this ball alive. Now right-hand ledge. Looking good. Crichton kicks it in mind. And it is going to go dead in the end. And Australia will have the ball. High ball, says Ben Tapu. And also Toa Samoa, Chahu says Samoa and Siki in there from 2000. And also go Toa Samoa, we love you, says Toa. And there as well, right, running up to the 20. It will now be Josh Addo-Carr's first carry of the day. Being taken down. The handling's been very good between these two sides as well. Anybody interested in watching full game, thinking of streaming through Discord, says VSXG. And also we have got there, that was out, says Nazi Williams. And let's go Samoa, says Mando. Okay, they do have to use it there, Australia, sitting 30, in fact, 40 metres out. Great run by Liam Martin. 5 post-contact metres for him. 6 again is the call the first time. Oh, it's actually going back. What's happened here? It's a forward pass on the 6 again call. Massive mistake from Australia. And also we have got there, Jab Pressure Boys, that grit, says Ben Tapau, and also 1 hour, 20 minutes until the England match, says Totally Lemon. And how good is this guy? Our legend, says Piercy. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Munster, though, receives the 4 pass. The last thing that the Australians would have been after at that point in time. I should mention, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are 4 away from 20,000 subscribers. So if you do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated. I feel like we're going to hit it in the next minute or so. Just a prediction. And now Big Game says, Elon, it certainly is. Now To'o, and a roller back Harris DeVita. Gives it off now to Sua. Nicely tackled there. And also we have got the Toa Samoa, says Tamatoa. Now 40 metres out from the line. Junior Paulo. Gives it off now to Royce Hunt. Oh, a little bit of a tip tackle attempt there on Royce Hunt, but he's done well. And congrats on 20k subs. The Kiwi lads, says Scrum lads. We will have a quick look. And we have hit it, ladies and gentlemen. 5:09 a.m. or 5:10 a.m. pretty much. We'll have to come back to that very shortly because Samoa are on attack. Now Luai, nice inside ball. Gives it off now to Sal. Moving up to fifth and final here. Now another offload. That was a relatively late one from Samoa. Harris DeVita now looking for an offload of his own. No, instead decides to take the contact. Now Liggy Sal going to be playing half, 35 minutes through. Jerome Luai with the step Finds the offload as well to Harris Davida. Samoa slinging it wide to the right-hand side here. Now Sua with the big offload on the inside to Crichton. He needs the offload. He's found it as well. Now Sua Leti tied up, and that will be the handover. Yeah, well, Samoa, though, they have done pretty well in the early stages of this matchup, and I think everyone knew that they would. You still cannot bet on Samoa in this game. I think the TAB are worried they're going to go bankrupt, and they said, not happening no more. And also, Whaamanosi Toa Samoa says Tamatoa and Samoa looks like they're running well. Yeah, they're making more meters at the moment than we're seeing. The TAB have cancelled the option of betting on anything to do with this Toa Samoa Australia game. I think the TAB are sweating right now with how much money was put on the Samoans. Now, going to be Australia with the ball 40 metres out from their own line. Azayo with a bit of a dummy sell, thought about the offload, but decided against it in the end. And also remind me to say something about the next England Rugby Union coach at halftime this big match. Big decision made last night. Says Richard now, nice take. Once again, it's going to be a run from Liam Martin. We're seeing a lot of State of Origin players in this lineup for both of these teams. 41 metres gained, I believe the most we have seen almost from Australia. That's an awkward bounce. It's gone straight back into the hands of, I believe it was actually, in the end, Latrell Mitchell ducking under that tackle. Oh, that's a big shoulder. Now picked up by Samoa near the halfway line, in Australia, rather than kicking it downfield, have ended up actually losing quite a bit of meterage there. And that's why the ball touched the sideline and 20k Hamish, well deserved, mate. All those long hours paid off. Respect, dude. Says Nuzzy Williams, hugely appreciated, mate. Set restart here for Toa Samoa as well. And Samoa was $6.70 on the TAB before they were. And then the TAB worried and they went, we cannot allow anyone to put any more money on them. Taylor May receives that ball at the back on the halfway line now for Toa Samoa. Already 10 minutes through in this matchup. Harris Davida will be playing half. He's got Luai on his left, goes to the right instead to big Junior Paulo to hit it up at the line. A third for the Samoans. They move up to only 10 metres out. Sua Leti, brilliant dashing run up the line. And congrats for 20k subscribers. Thank you very much, mate. Get down up. What are scrums for? So here's Elon now on the short side. Another big run from Jaden Sua. He's been prominent throughout the first 10 of this contest. And how did Georgia win? What the hell? Yeah, they just played very well up against Wales and didn't allow them to score the early points. Now Jerome Luai puts up the cross kick. Man, these in goals are small. It's like 2 metres. Now Whiten sprints back to the 20-metre line. Whiten with the offload. And here comes Valentine Holmes. It's a foot race, but they've taken him down with the high shot. He gets back up, accelerating still Jerome. Valentine Holmes there. But yeah, the in-goal areas are smaller than any that we have seen before for the Old Trafford game. Now, Munster tries to step his way through. Going to be tackled well by Paula to slow it down. And also we have got the Samoa in good position by the sounds of it, bro. Says Ben Tapau. Yeah, they've been good with the territory, although now Australia are in a very good attacking opportunity. And how did you get the game on? I am watching on Spark Sport. It's the best option. And hey, lads, how's your day? It's awesome. So awesome. We've got a lot of rugby and rugby league. Now Travojevic. No, in fact, it's Tedesco. Sacrifices the tackle as there was a little bit of obstruction there from a teammate. Now the crowd are booing. Nathan Cleary gives it back to Isaiah Yo, trying to break the line. It's a great tackle made, though, by Sal. And Toa Samoa says Tamatoa now going short side. Sal on the dummy, almost through Whiten, but he's just short of line. Fifth and final now for the Australians. Little grubber in behind. It's jumped on by Luai. And it's going to be a goal line dropout. And damn, where can I watch this at? So depending on whereabouts you are, you've either got the option of Spark Sport, BBC iPlayer, or also there is the option of Fox in Australia. And there's a little hill at the end of the goal line. Says Nuzzy Williams, that's good Manchester United pitch. Soccer match there yesterday, says Richard. And also, hopefully, once Aussie wins, I won't need any more beeping for all the Samoans in my streets. There's a mouse in there, yeah. Tell you what, if Samoa win, though, I think you're going to have to put up with that beeping till about maybe 2024. And do you need a membership for Spark Sport? You do, but you can sign up for a free trial to be able to watch a little bit. I believe it's a 7-day free trial. You'll be able to watch this one live. And also alongside that, you've also got the option of watching all the other Rugby League World Cup games on demand. So it's a pretty good option. And let's go. Congrats to Kiwi Lad Solid, bro. Says Nate in there as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have to deep dive into it a little bit more at halftime for the celebrations as this game's just not giving us a breath at the moment. Nicely taken by Jake Travojevic, now sitting only about 20 metres out. Munster sells the W. We've got a donation from Finta No More. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. Stop them, Toa. Says 2,000 there. Now run around the side. Ben Hunt almost dashes through. 3 metres away from the line now. Australia in a perfect position to be able to launch an attack with still 2 more phases left of their set. Isaiah goes back. Great rush defence there. Brilliant work from Crichton being able to shut down Angus Crichton straight away. Oh, they both share the last name. Crichton there. Now Cleary goes off short side. Latrell Mitchell. The power from the big man, the Rabbitohs representative. And he's got the try. And that will be the first try of the matchup. And it is the Australians who are able to strike. Even though Samoa have had a majority of the attack, the majority of the territory, the possession, Australia, they needed one opportunity. And they were able to make the most of it. Jerome Luai is not the try scorer. Latrell Mitchell, sorry, I just love saying Luai. He's been getting man of the match all the time. A hard name to forget, but Latrell Mitchell, his 4th try in the Rugby League World Cup. That will certainly hype up the Kangaroos. And great reporting, says Wally Bryce. Thank you very much, mate. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have recently brought up the 20,000, which is incredible. Yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, all of you being here for this live stream. Isaiah though, he went off to Nathan Cleary, then Latrell Mitchell. Suaalii tried to stop him, but he was on a hiding to nothing because he only had a little bit of the in-goal area left, about 2 metres in the field of play to try and stop him. And who's too strong? Mitchell, says Nazi Williams there. No, says SPR. Yeah, then Anokar just yells in the face of Latrell Mitchell. Like they mentioned, the intensity is something you're going to see a lot of throughout the Australian camp and the Samoans. But now Samoa, they cannot drop their head. They have had tries scored against them before, but it's how they fire back from those tries that have got them to this final. Nathan Cleary, though, and be lining up this kick near the touchline. It'll be a relatively hard one for the first one. He hits up Samoa, says Samuel, and also Scotland scored 24 points to 15. Says Gareth there, and also missed the conversion, says 2,000, and also Georgia beat Wales. They did indeed. The biggest upset of rugby union of the weekend so far. Now, Nathan Cleary to line this one up to try and make it 6 points to 0. Cleary, it's looking short there. Yeah, it is. Nathan Cleary, that's a bit of a rarity for him to not get the distance required to get it to the goalposts. I think he's just said, misstruck that one, and also didn't make the kick. Nah, went short. And like I mentioned, that's kind of weird to see Nathan Cleary not be able to kick it from the sideline over the goalpost. So I assume he just mistimed it. Didn't quite get it out of the middle. We've got Candice in the chat as well. Welcome in. I hope you are doing very well. Suaalii about to kick off again for the Samoans as the score sits 4-0 for the Australians after 15 minutes. Right, Samoa now can have money put on them, ladies and gentlemen, on the New Zealand TAB. They had it locked out for a very long time. But now, seems like they have got it back. And also, when we add you on Discord, confirmed Discord name says VSXG, and also he didn't have the legs. Says Elon there. Big shot put in from Samoa. Liam Martin hitting that one up. Australia finding themselves 40 metres out from the line. Jake Travojevic this time with the carry. And I'll say, yes, please. Win as well, says Candice. And what is a rare thing is that I'm here at this time, says Pizza Place. Yeah, there's a random hour of the night here in New Zealand. 5:20, kicked him behind from Nathan Cleary. Actually kicking on 4th there. Signing he saw a bit of space. Great kick. Well weighted. Suaalii, no option but to pick that one up and run it back at the line. And also we have got there, what's the Manu score? Anyone please updates? Says 2000. Last I heard it was about 22-0. And who scored first? It was Latrell Mitchell who got himself the first try of this Rugby League World Cup final. But Samoa, they find themselves deep in their own territory here. Trying to break through. It's going to be stripped away by the Australians, they've said. Now they have got a captain's challenge if they want to. Do they want to? No. In fact, it's just going to be called as a loose carry, and they're going to give it back to Samoa to go again. And also, yeah, the boys in green, says Brian. Nice run from Brian. Oh, hey, another Brian. It's convenient timing, wasn't it? And also 22-0, 10 minutes left in the remaining game. Okay, so it slowed down a little bit in terms of the points being scored. Sewer rolls it back, 24 metres gained there. So Jerome Luai tries to put plenty of distance on it. He's got a decent boot. Goes to 20 metres out from Australia's line, and now it's going to be Valentine Holmes back in his pace. He had a great line break earlier on that helped lead to the chance for Australia to score with Mitchell. 17 minutes through, Australia move up to 40 metres out. Addo-Carr, the Fox, you got to tackle him. And they've missed it. Tedesco, the ball on the inside. And he will score between the sticks, the Aussie skipper. And Addo-Carr breaking through that Samoan defence, just like he has throughout the rest of the Rugby League World Cup. Go Samoa, watching from Las Vegas, says Alan, and try Australia. Says Richard down Whamalosi Toa Samoa. Says Tamatoa, but that was a brilliant support run from James Tedesco. But originally, you got to say Addo-Carr gets a bit of credit there. Also, the fourth try for James Tedesco. The Australians, they've been collecting them. They've scored a lot throughout this competition. And also, I know, says Ben. And another try, says Ioni Mafaleo. And come on, Samoa, says Fluffy. But Addo-Carr, you got to make those tackles. And Samoa there, just a couple tackles missed in a row. And it led to the perfect opportunity for the Australians to be able to attack. And Tedesco scores it between the sticks. Says thank you very much for coming. And now it is going to be Australia with themselves at a 8-point lead. This will be an easy kick as well. Australia too strong. And there go Australia, says Nicole, and give it to the Mozzie. Send them home, Aussie Usos. Says Marco Vodabolo, coaches should be on the sidelines like NBA. Will be fascinating stuff, Chica. Says Elon, and also Alexander says DCR, and also is this game over? I wouldn't say it's game over yet. But Samoa need to be the next team to score. That is for sure. If they aren't the next team to score, then there's trouble in this final. As we've seen Australia in their past games, when they start finding that momentum early, they're a hard side to stop. But Samoa are the type of side that can stop that momentum. The thing is, it's been two great line breaks from Australia that have come from little Samoan mistakes. And Checker on the field? No. Says Fluffy, and another Robinson says DCR. And hey, Scrum Lads, I'm great. Hope you've been keeping well. And do you think Cleary could get man of the match? He's one of those players that steps up in big games. And someone actually mentioned before the game kicked off, we haven't seen a massive Nathan Cleary performance yet. So maybe this is it for him. This is the game that he steps up. Just like anytime the Panthers are in the final, that seems to also be the game that he finds himself some very nice form. And be good to go halfway with a try to settle things down and go Samoa, watching from Hawaii. Did you know Georgia beat Wales? Says totally lemon. I certainly do, as IEO. That one up. In fact, that might have been Regan Campbell-Gillard, in fact. With that ball, Ben Hunt goes off to the left-hand side. Travojevic hit round the neck region. It's Samoa all the way. And silly mistake, Mr. Lafai. And what's everyone's bet, says Jaden Lee. Well, now I know Samoa will certainly be heavy underdogs, or heavier underdogs, I guess we should say. Hopefully our 685 fans still shows love to our Usos after the game, says Soy. Yeah, at the end of the day, they've gone further than they ever have in a Rugby League World Cup. And we're still early on in the game. This is not a game that is won by Australia as of yet. There's still a chance that they can fire themselves back into this game, Toa Samoa. They just need to find that momentum back as IEO with another great carry. Making those extra metres, fifth and final now. Australia find themselves 30 metres out from the line, kicking high Nathan Cleary. It's up the bomb. Addo-Carr, the Fox, wants it all. Was that contact on Toa? I think it was. I don't think he tried very hard to make the tackle here. I feel like this should have been a penalty in favour of the Samoans, but instead it is actually going to be a scrum feed for Australia. Okay, they're asking the question of, did Addo-Carr make contact with Toa? No, he goes up for that one. Addo-Carr, he stops. They're saying he has every right to do that, but he didn't really contest, which is the thing that I'm looking at. And also, we cover FIFA matches. We are also going to be doing some of the FIFA World Cup, ladies and gentlemen, on the channel, and also a bit of cricket in the future, alongside all of our rugby union and rugby league as well. So if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Let's see how many subscribers we can get to before halftime. We have currently still got another 20 minutes left. Can we get to 20,100? Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Kalfusi's been taken off the field for it. It will be Josh Papali'i now out there on the park. Campbell-Gillard only a couple metres out from the line now. Samoa defending with only 3 phases gone now. Nathan Cleary, nice cutout pass, goes to Tedesco, who's got a great catch there, because that could have been an easy one to drop. The players in the way in Washington State for Toa Samoa. Says Tamatoa there. Now back across to the left-hand side. Cleary goes to Campbell-Gillard, a man who's been very busy throughout the first 22 minutes of this matchup. Australia now up to 4th. They find themselves 10 metres out from the line. Going short side to Cameron Munster. Good ball to Liam Martin. almost breaks through. That will be last tackle now. I was disappointed that cricket was abandoned on Friday. Yeah, it was a shame. See, the game rained off. Cleary puts the ball, little chip in behind, it might hit the post, will it? Oh, it stays almost in the field of play. Crichton doesn't take the risk and then decides that he will just sacrifice the goal line dropout. They didn't want to risk that one bouncing back into the field of play. What about Georgia win over Wales? Massive one for the Georgians. That is for sure. And also, well, 1K and also Samoa will win. Says Tamatoa and also Australia, but Samoa down. Says Michael James there, and let's go, or let's get the Barbie started. And there says active. Right, goal line dropout for Manu Samoa. Oh, sorry, Toa Samoa, I should say. Decently driven downfield. Nathan Cleary gives it off to Campbell. Gillard dropping. Kalfusi. Tell you what, if he was in a boxing ring, the referee would have to do the 10 count just to make sure he's all right. Now, grey hands from Australia. Josh Adokar, the Fox is flying down the wing. He's tackled. Only a few meters short of the line. He gets back up to his feet and has another crack. Driven backwards. Good tackle made by Josh Papali'i. Now going off to the right-hand side. Cleary gives it to Munster. Looking for his option. He's found the hands. Tedesco, bit of a juggle. I think that he wouldn't have wanted. Oh, is that an injury? No, it's not. Munster was just lying down on the ground. Now Tedesco almost dragged down by his collar. Still going, but it's Kalfusi, in fact, who has been able to make the tackle. In fact, that was actually Topal, I should say, who got dropped like he was in the boxing ring. That looked a little bit high, but just around the shoulder region. And Nathan Cleary, that's going to be fourth. Now around the side again for Australia. Latrell Mitchell. Whoa, he's tried to reach. I think it's a double movement. The referee said no try. And in fact, they've said there's a little knock on the ground. And I'm delicious. Says Gargoyle, and also Aussie send them back to Samoa empty-handed. Says Michael James, and also Dat Mitchell. Says 2000. Yeah, he's dangerous. Yep, dropped the ball. Unfortunately for him, in Australia, going to definitely win. Says Quiz, and also Aussies. Oh no, I read that one. Hugo Samoa says Wushadosa. Hopefully I said that correctly, but I think I may have said that slightly wrong. Okay, people, there are 1K watching and only 137 likes. What is going on? Smash that like button. Get to it. And if you like it, hit the sub to support this great man. Says Bets and Plays. You heard him. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Samoa only a few minutes out from their own line here. And driven backwards. 10 out now. Good defense from the Kangaroos. Now, nice run from Taylor May. Makes a couple extra meters. But once again, Australia are going to drive him almost back to that 10-meter line. He clearly will beat Samoa by himself. Says Michael James for Nathan Cleary. He's had a fantastic game so far throughout the early stages. And also Toa Samoa Chahu. And in the chat, a lot of support for the Samoans in this contest. That is for sure. Argentina have 1 red and 2 yellows. And I'm going for Australia. I'm from New Zealand. Says Quiz there. Samoa up to 5th and final now. Moving up to about 45 meters out from their own line. So a decent set in the end to be able to make as many meters as they did. Jerome Luai puts the ball high now. Waiting for this one to come down. Nicely taken by Valentine Holmes. Trying to break the line like he has actually a couple times already throughout this matchup. And let's go Toa, says Frank Laititi there. Now running hard at the line once again. It will be the number 10, Jake Wyden. Munster goes off to the right. 25 minutes through this contest. And at the moment, Toa Samoa, they find themselves 10 points down, but they are not down and out yet. They've still got the passion and the heart to be able to go far in this match. Kicking early, looking for a little bit of territory there, I believe it is. So he leaves it. Oh, the luck. It's actually hit the goalpost. Actually, no, that will mean it goes back to a tap set from 20 meters out. That was a weird one. Where it almost ended up going dead for Munster. Now May finds the offload to Jerome Luai. Now nice pass in here from Samoa. Crichton taken down by Munster again. Pacific Rising. Go Samoa, make us proud. And come on, Toa, score here. Says 2000. Still driving forward here in the matchup. Still on the 0 tackle now. And go Samoa, let's go Toa Samoa. Kangaroos back to the desert. Says Tamatoa. Nice tackle made by Nathan Cleary. Rolling it back across. Now Josh Papali'i gives it off short. Australia still defending well. Up to the 3rd tackle, though, for Australia. They have to keep on defending because Samoa, they're the side that when they get it right, they go straight through. Now Jerome Luai, can he get it right here for his side? Finds the offload to Josh Papali'i. They're slowly gaining the meters here. For Samoa, not looking like they are looking too crazily for those offloads. And what's on the clock says David, currently we are 27 minutes through. Now short ball Gives it to Tapau, moves up to 20 meters out. So that's a brilliant set from the Samoans. I believe they made 60 meters there. Now Luai puts it high. It's going to be contestable. Taken beautifully. Oh, it's slapped down by Adokar. It's going to be a knock-on advantage, but it's going to be one more set for the Samoans. We play on 10 meters out from the line, but Adokar, if he didn't get a hand to that, that was try time for sure for Samoa out wide. And what time is the All Blacks on, bro? It's going to be in 1 hour's time now. Nice spin from Junior Paolo. Found the offload. Harris to Victor. He's held up 10 meters out from the line. You can hear the Samoan supporters at the ground really get in behind the Samoans. But not quite to be for them as of yet. Great work, though, from that Australian defence. And also very well done by Samoa to just keep on going. Is that not your yellow? It would be in rugby union, but not in rugby league. You are allowed to deliberately knock the ball down. And Brian, the danger man, says stone cold. Now, 10 meters out from the line. In fact, they're back to 20 now. A little bit of a handling error for Samoa. Suali'i tries to step out. It's tackled well by Angus Crichton and the Fox. Says Sam there. And come on, Samoa, beat the Aussies. Says Princess. Now, Josh Papali'i hits it at the line. Always gaining meters. That man, 8 meters out from the line. The crowd getting behind them at Old Trafford. Go on short side. Harris DeVita with the no-look pass. Now it's dropped and stolen, but it's a good tackle made. Anthony Milford, he blew that opportunity for Samoa, but was still able to make that tackle just in time before they got another line break there for Australia. But James Tedesco now hitting that ball up at the line. Come on, Toa Samoa, shake him up. You guys can do it. Play and think who you are. Love you, Samoa from Vegas, says Helen there. And Samoa Rules says Mythic. And so close and get Milford off, says Nate. Yeah, it's not ideal. I think Spencer Leniu might not be too far off making his way out onto the field, perhaps. Now 29 minutes through. They're going off to the right-hand side once again here for the Samoans. Straight back up to his feet there. Nice work from, it was Patrick Garrigan. Now Munster's got it. He's not going to run his way through. Nice work once again from Australia. They're starting to make a few extra meters here. By the looks of it, also we're going to go to Samoa, says Cindy Gooch. And also Kangaroos do not rule Samoa, rules the most. Says Mythic, and also we believe you are Samoa, Manu Samoa hard. Says Princess, now going short side Australia, Liam Martin. He's over again. And that will be the third try of the match for the Australians. I believe they want to go upstairs and have a look. But I think it's going to be try time for Liam Martin. Like they've said, there's just a little bit of a question mark on this one. A knock on Oz. And Milford is garbage. Says Boom Shakalaka. Milford sucked the playoffs, says the new age. Seems to be a player that no one wants to see in the starting lineup. And no tries, says 2000. Did Liam Martin knock this ball on? That is what they're going to be checking here. And what do you think? Or what do you think players want to win more, State of Origin or League World Cup? I would say the Rugby League World Cup. At the end of the day, like this Australian side is made up of New South Wales and Queensland. But to have an opportunity to win something that you can only win every 4 years, I feel like it's pretty massive for them. Right, Liam Martin tries to put this ball down. Oh, I think that's fine. I think his other hand's on the ball. So I think the right hand leaves the ball, but the left hand stays on it. I agree, get Milford off. Does more damage than goodness, says Richard, and Anthony Milford not performing well. They should take him off and Fa'amalosi Toa. And Giardi's got a red and 2 yellows. Yeah, not the best day discipline-wise for Los Pumas. Right, they've made their decision. And go Luai, get rid of Milford. And also, was there ever a nil in any Rugby World Cup or World Cup in any sport? Ever a nil? I assume so. I think we've had games go to Golden Point before in finals. But, I mean, football's easy because if it's nil, they go to extra time and then a penalty shootout. So that kind of works out. But that is another try for Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Now 30 minutes through, and it is going to be 14-0 in favour of the Australians at Work Your Magic, Luai, says Salafina. And Samoa 27-0 full-time over Romania. So a very good result in the rugby union side of things. But yeah, Luai went to Milford, and it was all from his original handling error that they then made a huge amount of meters there. A brilliant attacking set for Australia, making about 80 meters off it. And then they went in for the try. And there was also Samoa all the way, says Tamatoa. Quick hands, Liam Martin gets in for his try. It's a decently difficult kick for Nathan Cleary. Definitely if he strikes it the way that he struck his last one, and maybe Milford should try badminton. Says Elon there, and that's the way he's going to be, little darling, says Sam. And I was like, come on, Toa. Tonga came back and beat Kiwis after a 30-point lead. You can do this, Toa, says Stone Cold, and all they need to do is calm down. And I mean, a team scoring nothing in a World Cup final. I think we've seen a nil before. I think we've seen quite a few nils, to be honest. Now, Nathan Cleary, he's missed again. So that is one thing that they've been struggling a little bit. And also, we have got there who's been watching this live. And in a way, I feel like it's rigged. I like that try. He had no control of the ball, man. WTF says index a knock on. He held it with both hands. At least a knock on, or at least a knock on, as less a knock on as possible, says Drift and Thrift. And also, we got the Australians just too good and catch that kangaroo Toa, says Alcuso. So that is something, like I mentioned, is keeping Samoa in the game a little bit longer, with Nathan Cleary not quite finding his target for the kicks as of yet. But once he does start to find them, that is when there's going to be a little bit more trouble for the Toa Samoan boys. Now, 32 minutes through at the moment. The coverage just went black for a second, but luckily it is back. Go Aussie, smash him, says Michael Savage. 30 metres out from their own line here, Australia. Plenty of time left on the clock to work, and it's going to be a nice step there from Angus Crichton. One of his first runs that was in Cleary. Missed strange. Yeah, he's missed 2 out of the 3 attempts, I believe, so far, which is weird for Nathan Cleary. He got the one that was straight out in front of the post, which was handy. But yeah, not having the best day out on the wing in terms of the kicking. Polo off the field, Leniu on for Toa Samoa. I should mention as well as another interchange player that they have made. Now a nice salad dummy from Cameron Munster. And keep your cool, Samoa, with views all the way, and Junior off with a head knock. They're struggling, says Drift and Thrift. And 14-0 says Zach. It is indeed at this stage in favour of the Kangaroos. That ball's gone high, waiting for it to come down. Brian To'o takes it nicely. Tackled by Crichton straight away. The Australia are just trying to suffocate Samoa here. Seems like they've been really trapped inside of their own half for the last, I would say, about 15 minutes or so. They started pretty well in this match, Samoa. They were having more of the attack, but then from there, Australia have been able to find their momentum. This is going to be a blowout. Great call. We'll leave it. The highlights later, says Alan Parker. There's, oh, yeah, I hope that Samoa can start to fire back soon, though. I just heard aloud from my USO neighbour, says Stone Cold. And also, it's Google-generated free name, which has no control over the scoreboard. Yeah, so it hasn't given Australia that last try yet. Maybe whoever was on the scoreboard thought that it was a knock-on. And Samoa all the way, says Tamatoa. Now 33 minutes through, Samoa up to their 4th tackle now. And put some horses on the field, says Peter Stowers. And also, it's a wonder Oz is not 50-0 with their countrymen riffing, says 2000. And Samoa all the way, says Tamatoa once again. Now nice wide ball. It's going to be tailor-made down the wing. Breaks one tackle. Pass on the inside. Here comes Jerome Luai, who tried to fight it back into the field of play, but unfortunately for him, just ended up going out. And Samoa flags hanging out of the cars everywhere on the main street. St. Albans in Melbourne tonight, says Gerardo Malmaninga. Has done his homework. He certainly has. He's been able to shut Samoa out of the game pretty well throughout the early stages. And also update your score to 50-0, says Sam. Although we're not quite there yet. We'd like to think that we'll see some more points on the board for Samoa before it reaches that stage. Samoa's already blaming the ref, says Michael Savage. I mean, it's one of those ones that it should have been a neutral ref. Like having an Australian referee for a final with Australia in it just doesn't really make sense to me. And we have the best ref. Deal with it, cuz, says Thrift. Or Drift and Thrift. Samoa all the way, says Tamatoa. And also we've got an Aussie ref in a game played by Aussies and Kiwi Usos, says Maku Vunapola. Now, up to the halfway line, Australia's still on attack. Trying to break through the line, almost finding the offload there. Was the interchange player Cameron Murray. And still Cleary kicking more goals on Old Trafford than Man United in his scoreboard. Needs to update, bro, says Maxi. It was very slow updating that one, but it has finally updated itself. But yeah, it is an online scoreboard, so pretty much we have to wait until it does it. And I think you can hear a fight outside already. And all those flags bringing bad luck for Samoa, and also get a Jamaican ref in there, I reckon, close. Oh, Suoli'i's done well to be able to get that one. Those misconversions could help Toa if we start scoring, says Ben Tapau. And yeah, if they can get themselves a try in the next 5 minutes, that would be pretty handy. And how are you going to film the All Blacks today? We have got a live stream scheduled, and it's going to be my parents doing the first 20 or so minutes of that contest, and then from there I will be joining them after that. And Fox Trell and Guy. And there says Juk. Now Samoa, 20 metres out from their line. Once again, another attack and run from Brian To'o. Yeah, scoreline that a lot of Samoan supporters did not want to see. at this point of the match, but can they turn it around? That's a big question. It's going to be a difficult one, definitely with the way that the betting odds are sitting. I believe they say that Samoa have no chance, but I don't think they're out of this game yet. It's going to be kicked in behind from Jerome Luai, taken by Josh Adokar. This is going to be danger because he has got plenty of space to be able to decide where he wants to run it. He's run it up to the halfway line, and this will be another very dangerous attacking set from the Australians. Now it's going to be back across to the hands of Valentine Holmes. Currently, for anyone wondering about the odds in this game, Samoa are $26 underdogs. That's absolutely massive. Definitely because we are still in the first half and we've got a whole second half to go in this contest, and you never quite know what could happen. Nice run from Nathan Cleary, almost piercing his way through the defence, smacked his face on the ground really hard, but the chin was able to kind of soften the blow. Now Carrigan, another run forward, 10 metres out from the line currently. The coverage is a bit shaky for this final by the looks of it. Now through the Australians go. Nice short ball. Liam Martin gets it. Tackled well. And that's going to be the handover. And my friend Jacob says, oh, hello, Jacob. Hope you're doing well. What a run, says Ben Tapao. And this is only the first half at 10-0. Samoa will catch up. Chahu says, Wusha Dusha. And also this multi-better hit, says Jaden in there. Yeah, Samoa, $31 underdogs is crazy. Well, this matchup, and also that went straight up. The TAB price tag, says Ben. Now, nice run from Josh Papali'i. 3 minutes left in the first half, and Samoa, they'll be doing well just to be able to survive this half because they are really deep. And does your sparks ball keep freezing? It does. And shouldn't soften the blow, says Michael Savage. It's a drop ball, but I think, are they saying it's a knock-on? I think Brian Toto's just put that down, in Australia now are going to have another opportunity. What's everyone's bet? Says built different in Samoa all the way in SJ. And also it's only half time, says Johnny, exactly right. Is the ref for this game in Aussie? Shouldn't they have a neutral ref? That is what a lot of people have been saying. But yeah, he is an Australian referee. This match, Ashley Klein. Okay, Samoa disappointed. You can see the coach's face. He is not happy with how that has happened. Because it's just those little errors as well that will end up costing Samoa in the long run for this game. Making a few more tackles, getting slower. Australia beat the second best team in the semi. Richard says Drift and Thrift, and anytime try scorer, Cleary, Toto, and Holmes. Oh, okay. So you're still going to need 3 more try scorers. By the sounds of it, now going short side to Tedesco. One more pass off to Liam Martin. Looks for the offside. Offload, does find it to Whiten. Now sitting 10 metres out from the line now for the Australians, and Australia ref. Yep, knock on, says Elon there. Now across to Nathan Cleary. Almost looked like he was going to have an attack and run himself, but gives it off to Zayo. Numbers on the outside for Australia. Latrell Mitchell does get wrestled down. Thinks about the offload, decides against it in the end. 1 minute 20 left in the first half. And why do they have an Aussie referee? I believe, I'm not sure really. I assume they decided he would be the best man for the job. Okay, they just have to sacrifice that tackle there. Australia not able to charge forward. And that one is Zayo 10 metres out from the line now. Tedesco decides to run himself. Josh Papali'i just able to stop him. There's still 50 seconds left, and there's a fifth and final call for the Aussies. Harry Grant tries to find the flick pass. Luai jumps on it. And more than likely, Samoa just have to take their next kind of 3 or so. And then it is going to be halftime, more than likely. That said, we are going down. You better watch your mouth. We still support our boys no matter what, says Tamatoa. And there, and also anytime try scorers, cricket in there as well, says Cavani. And also, can we get over the ref people? I'd be better fans, says Drift. I mean, it's probably easy to say that since you are from Australia, I think. But I feel like it would be a different story if it was a Samoan ref in charge of the game. I feel like there would be a little bit more, I guess, emphasis on people not being happy, and bigger fights in Scotland versus Argies. And then also showing the love to the Mana Samoa team, says Princess Tawaka. And also, a bit of handbags in Scots versus Argie game. But that is going to be halftime in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. 40 points, or sorry, not 40, 14 points to 0, I should say. In Australia, they have got themselves a massive win of 14 points. But like someone mentioned in the chat, we have seen bigger comebacks in the history of rugby league. They're looking to try and get themselves that title, though. It's one hand away. They've almost got it in their grasp. But the second half for the Samoans could be completely different. Now, what we're going to do is, once again, we're going to check those betting odds. It's trying to get me to put in my TAB password. That's a bit unfortunate because I do not remember it. And that's not right either. It is unfortunate. There we go. Did I get it right? Yeah, I did. Nice. And Whamalosi, Australia. And also, is there even a Samoan ref competent enough? Says Michael Savage. And also, where a ref is from is so irrelevant. I think they're going to cheat and risk losing their jobs, says Drift and Thrift. Maybe. We've seen it in the past. And also, we need to be perfect if we are going to make a comeback, and let me know when it goes up to 50, says Ben. Okay. So currently at halftime in this contest, it is $31. So for Samoa to win by 1-12 is $51. So that might be your bet, perhaps. And no guitar says Gareth. And also, we're going to need a second win for Samoa. Yeah, they certainly need to find something in the second half to try and get themselves back into the contest. And we are definitely going to win, brother, says Index there in Samoa. It's bedtime. Australia will sing you a lullaby. And also, we support our Toa Samoa. And let's go, says Jokes in the chat. But ladies and gentlemen, do let me know what you thought of that first half. We will look through at the match center, see what the statistics are saying, whether or not they are also saying what we already know, which is Australia had the better of the last kind of 30 minutes or so was around when Australia made the difference. But possession 57% in favour of the Australian Samoa. They had more of it in the early stages, but unfortunately unable to do too much with it in the later ones. Now 16 from 20 completed for the Australians for their sets, and then 71% for the Samoans, 10 from 14. And I think the guy who bet 100K on Samoa has booked himself. Although we don't know whether or not it was that big of a bet. I just assume because they cancelled all betting on it that maybe it was that someone had put a huge bet in as well. And also, what channel is the game on, please? Is it on Sky? Sadly, it's not on Sky. It is on Spark Sport instead. But if you're in New Zealand, you can sign up for a free trial and you'll be able to watch this game for free. And then just make sure you cancel your free trial before it's over. And go Australia, wish I could watch the whole game, says Daryl in there. And I'll say, yeah, that was that guy, says Index. And also, we'll be there the first half, says Index. Looking through at a few of the other stats, running meters. Here's a stat and a half. Australia, 1,121 running meters in the first half compared to Samoa's 633. Now, post-contact meters, though, Australia have only made an extra 90 post-contact. So it just shows that Samoa, majority of their meters have actually come from post-contact compared to Australia, who have had a lot more free-flowing rugby to play. We've seen Edo Carr breaking the line, Munster as well. Valentine Holmes had quite a few so far. 5 cards in the Scotland game so far. Geez, that's a bit of a count, isn't it? And Gareth, any updates on the money game, please? They did end up winning at 27-0 2000. So a good bit of work there from Manu Samoa and the Union side of things. Line breaks, 5 for Australia, 1 for the Samoans, and tackle breaks, 28 compared to the 15 of Toa Samoa. Just looking at the average set distance, actually pretty good for both sides. 45 as the average set distance for Samoa, and 57 the average set distance for the Australians who scored so far. So far, we have seen a try from Latrell Mitchell. Also, alongside that, we did end up seeing the try. One moment, we will go here, and we will go to here as well. I had it before. It's disappeared. Where did it go? There it is. So Liam Martin scored in the 29th, Tedesco in the 17th, and Latrell Mitchell in the 13th. And Papa Lee has been awesome. And also, I like how you break the stuff down respect to, so says Index in there. So yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are currently sitting past the 20,000, and I do need to bring that up because we hit 20,000 throughout that first half, and we didn't really get a huge amount of time to celebrate it due to how quick the game was going, but 20,000 is a huge number, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't be possible without each and every one of you hitting that subscribe button, so it is hugely appreciated, and we have got plenty more coming in the future, including a special, hopefully, podcast with all 4 of the Kiwi lads. We haven't done a video with all 4 of us ever. Have we ever had all 4 of us in a video? I don't think we have. So it's going to be a special one. And also we have got there, Tim Lafayette. He's been quiet. He missed an important tackle, unfortunately. Did lead to the try in the end, but yeah, he's been non-existent in this first half, unfortunately, compared to what we saw in that last game, where he was everywhere. He was making tackles, getting tries, and who are the four? So it is myself, George, who you guys have seen quite a bit of, Daniel, and Isaac. And we have to do your job correctly. Both's right. And yeah, and also we have got the Samoa 30 Kangaroos 14, says Tamatoa, and also this will test both sides' spirits. Yeah, the question is, will Australia go into the second half complacent, thinking we've already almost got this in the bag? Because if they do that, they've certainly got another thing coming for them, because Samoa will go out and absolutely throw everything into it. And you can't be complacent up against a side from the Pacific Islands, unless, of course, you want to head pretty much a headache, really, because you're going to get your head taken off. And dirty on the 40-0, says Max. And also, we got the All Gold Boys. We got the 685, baby. And also, we got the Jillaroos with 20-0 against the Kiwi Girls, says Paul Thompson. And also, we have got in the chat 40-20, says Max. Yeah, that was unfortunate for Samoa. Could have been a game changer, really, for them. And also, we've got there, this doesn't look good. If it continues, says Paul Thompson, I sub to you on my 2 channels. Good work, Hamish says 2000. Hugely appreciate it, mate. And also, I should mention, a little bit later on, we have got ourselves another live stream that will be taking place on the channel. It's going to be an exciting game. What we're going to quickly do, we're going to go like this, and we are going to go like this. There we go. What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the second half, for anyone who is more interested in the union side of things, for when it does take place, we are going to be also streaming the All Blacks versus England on the YouTube channel, and that is the link for anyone who does want to check that out as well. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. All the best. Toa Samoa, exactly right. For them to be through to this final is a big enough achievement in itself that everyone who pretty much has seen what Samoa have done throughout this World Cup can be proud. Because they've made it through to the final. They were well and truly down and out. People were writing them off, and they just kept going. How much time on the break between them both halves? Around that 10-minute mark. So we're not too far off. The two sides making their way back out onto the park, and us continuing for a second half. And congrats on the 20K, bro. Says Boom Shakalaka, thank you very much, mate. And you'll never know where the ball is going to bounce, says Salafina. And nothing but love for the Usos. Game played in good spirits, both sides. And player of the match, Anthony Milford, says Sam. Yeah, he hasn't had the best first half. And you mentioned the 20K again. As I was writing about it, I was still slow. But that's okay, says Cindy Gooch. And our other four of you brothers, we are not. We are just very good friends from high school. They are friends from primary school. Then from there, I kind of joined in the group at high school, and ever since then, I actually went to one of their girlfriend's 21st parties just before our last live stream, I believe it was, and we ended up almost having to take an Irishman home who got lost. Sadly for him, it was quite sad, really, because his whole group left, and then they came back to pick him up. In the process, they ran over the girl who was with them's foot, and she was going, "Ow, my foot hurts," and they're all kind of going, "Oh, we forgot you." And then they just hopped in the car and drove off. And I was like, all the way, win or lose, let's go to the second half. And also win or lose Samoa all day, every day. And also we have got there, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be playing the All Blacks soon. Says Boom Shakalaka, and it's over Samoa, says Trust. And also Foxy, let's trot, says Aussie Mate. And Dig is watching from the barracks. And our Moyne barracks, hopefully I said that correctly. Yeah, welcome in, mate. I hope you are doing extremely well. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Didn't forget to run over her foot, though, says Scrumless. Yeah, that foot will be hurting in the morning. She was heavily intoxicated, I think. So the thing is, she will end up probably being fine tonight and then waking up tomorrow with just a black foot, completely bruised. And then half a mile from here, but still possible, says, well, yeah, anything is possible in a game of rugby league. If Australia got themselves 14 points in the first half, maybe Samoa can get themselves 15 in the second. And told my multi, says Sione Mafaleo, and also we have got there, you haven't done your Fiesta yet. And then I was literally talking to you when England lost to, says Index, and nothing is over, nothing John Rambo. And how much time at the break between? So probably another 2 or 3 minutes I slipped on the beans, says Scrumless. And also we have got there, this is a hard word to say, Nostradamus picked it, 50-0, says Sam. Let's hope it doesn't get to that stage, though. We know that Samoa might end up slowing down a little bit near the end of the game. Although Australia are using their subs relatively early. The only man who I don't think we've seen in that first half was Tino Fa'asuamala-Awi. They might be saving him for the later stages of the contest. Yeah, it will be interesting to see who has the best impact. I would say in that first half, if we had to pick a player who stood out I mean, Latrell Mitchell was very solid. Same can be said about Tedesco and Holmes. Nathan Cleary was very good, and Campbell Gillard getting involved in a lot alongside Liam Martin. So the fact that I just listed about 6 players for a player playing well tells you how well Australia did throughout that first half. For Samoa, but harder to pick the player who stood out. Suoli wasn't too bad, did all right for himself. Jaden Sua actually having a few good carries along the way, and then maybe you'd go with Jerome Luai, but other than that, not too many players standing up too much. The Rock jinxed us. And it's the thing, he did a big shout-out video, didn't he? For the Samoa boys, and thanks, Dwayne. Says Scrumless and far tired of staying up just to witness this useless man. Says Samantha. And there, I assume I am the useless man. I would agree with that. I just open my mouth and it moves and people watch. Pretty incredible, really, when you consider how far technology's come. Like, it's weird, isn't it? And also, mate, Ma'a Samoa says it was 2-2, and also we need the hammer in there, says the New Age. I'll just stay here. And come on, Samoa, says Samantha, and the chat as well. But the second half just about to get underway, ladies and gentlemen, for this matchup. We've seen 3 tries from the Australians, Martin, Tedesco, and also Latrell Mitchell, the try scorers. We need a couple Crichton intercepts for sure. Yep, they need something special here in the second half. But like I mentioned, it is not over till it's over in a game of rugby league. And all they need is just a little moment to try and get something going. You know, it sounds like a weird statement. It sounds like I'm just saying words, and I kind of am, to be fair. But they need something special in this first little while. And also we have got there, Tutu has said, bro, shush if you ain't playing. I don't know whether or not that's to me, because of course commentary involves talking, but if it is, it'd be a very weird live stream and just need to start to try to start off. Yeah, if they get themselves 6 points, they're only 8 points behind at this point in the match after they do score that first try. He's a Billy Goat, says Will. And also we have got their back our bags to Africa and never come back. And because no one wants you here, says Tutu. Shush, says May. I can't tell whether or not this is aimed at me or whether it's aimed at other people and they need to play better. They do. And congrats on 20K Amish. Love your work. So says Dexter. Thank you very much, mate. We hit it earlier on the live stream at 5:09 a.m. Know the exact time. It's a weird one to think that we've somehow got 20,000 people who have clicked a button that says that they kind of want to see what we do next. And you're doing great, commentator, says Ben. And also Tutu has said Aussie sucks, man, says Tutu. And now we're back on the field next to Samoa, says Andrew Smith. Yeah, the two sides now making their way back out onto the park. Australia leading the charge. 14 points to 0 here in the grand final of the Rugby League World Cup. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 20,100 already. So yeah, be sure to check it out. And I'd also like to see Samoa win. They will be partying this year. And next year for Australian is just another game. Go Samoa, says go Kiwi. And also, I think I remember you hitting 1K. Damn. It's a little while ago, that's for sure. I believe it was actually in January or early February in 2021 that we were able to hit the 1,000. It's always feral in this chat, says Grumlass. Yeah, it's one of those interesting ones that, of course, we're going to see some heat. We're going to see some tension because at the end of the day, it's a World Cup final. Everyone wants their side to win. And it was already a nice milestone. Keep it up, Oos. Says it was Dexter. And they need Sonny Bill William ASAP. And we had a parade and with all your support, says Tutu. And also come on Samoa, says Aries. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be James Tedesco about to kick off the second half for the Australians. Something that they didn't have to do throughout their whole first half, as Samoa were unable to score themselves a single point on the board. But now the second 40 is underway and Samoa need a terrific start to it. Going to be nicely taken by Suoli'i. Gives it off to Papali'i, who hits it hard. And it was Isaiah Yo. And too much parades. Tell Samoa, you guys can do this. Don't give up now, says Aries. Going to be tough, but Samoa, man. Oh, was that a drop ball? No, it wasn't. It was his foot. Sorry, I got confused there. Nice run from it was once again Tapau, one of the interchange players who stayed out there for a long time. There will be 1 point win again for Samoa, says Blaze Tech. And also knock on. And there, as it says, let's trot. A nice run forward. Sitting 14 meters out from the line now. Short side, Samoa handling error. The last thing they wanted in the early stages of this one. I don't know if did they misstead his foot on the sideline while the rest saved their career. Worst game for the final, says Steve J. Yeah, that was a big call early on that they did get really wrong. Unfortunately for Samoa, I don't want to say that would have changed what's happened now, but it would have given them a good start in the match. Anyway, a little bit more position. Butterfinger says, let's drop. And I'll say that it didn't have enough KFC. I'm really keen for KFC now, but it's currently 6 a.m. here in New Zealand. Don't give up, Samoa. You got this, Jahu. Says, Wishadusa, and my whole street is screaming. Says Mouse, and Samoa will lose, and the mighty come back, Manu. Now, Australia have got this ball available for Cameron Munster. Trying to break his way through. He's taking a bit of a knock on the chin from Ligi Sau. Now get him back up to his feet there, going off to the left-hand side. Australia looking to attack. Looking down there once again. I could do some KFC bread rolls right now. They're normally pretty decent, isn't it? From KFC. And also we're going to Samoa eating the big old Australian lahu for the finals. And you mate, us Aussie, says Peter Stowers. Now back across to the left-hand side. Nice inside ball from James Tedesco, or to James Tedesco, I should say. It's actually going to go back for a penalty. Is that a Samoa penalty there? No, it's actually a knock-on from Tedesco. And also show the game. Don't want to hear your voice, says Mozzie. No worries, mate. You can watch it on Spark Sport, or you can watch it on BBC iPlayer, both for free. You're just going to know where to look. So probably wouldn't recommend continuing to watch this because I'm going to continue talking for another 40 minutes or so. So I might drive you mentally insane. So I do apologize for that. That's what it is. And 4 a.m. in Sydney, all the locals hitting the pipes again, says Sam there. And this is Australia versus Australian Samoan, says for us. Oh, stripped, but it was called as a held. And that's a breather, bro, says Ben Tapau. So it is actually going to be a penalty in favour of Samoa. This is handy. They'll be able to kick it downfield just a little bit further. This time, Jerome Luai will be the man who does so. As always on BBC, or I'm always on BBC, I should say, from Boom Shakalaka. And come on, Samoa, make us proud, says Aries. And also scrum to Toa, bro. Nah, it did end up being a penalty instead. So because of it, they will get to go a little bit further down the field. That was a big call I held from Ashley Klein, the referee. Now Harris DeVita going across. Stephen Crichton with the skip pass. Now gives it to Josh Papali'i. Samoa, they need to be the first try scorers of the second half if they want a chance of being able to take out this contest. They've got the talent. They've got the ability. They just need less handling errors. Good quick hands there. Down the wing. Taylor May now. Oh, he's been bumped out now. That was a no-arms tackle from Harry Grant. In rugby union, it would be a card, but I don't believe it would be one in this one. That's where we've got the sending support to Toa Samoa from an Uso. Great match calling to you guys, says Lee Money. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah. Not a lot from Grant there, I guess you could say, in terms of the tackle attempt. But this is still looking pretty handy for Samoa. Yes, they're 14 down. Australia, they're going to have position here. Rugby League dying, boring. Australia wins everything as well, says Nate. Freddie Tuolangi didn't have enough siva for the Samoans, and Australian Samoa needs to score. They certainly do need to try soon. Toa Samoa, if they want to get back into this contest. Good low tackle made by Junior Polo. We're not seeing the game. Sadly, due to licensing, any match footage or audio gets us taken straight off YouTube. But I can recommend Spark Sport, BBC iPlayer, and also I'm sure there will be a few illegal live streams on YouTube, but they may get taken down relatively quickly due to that licensing side of things. Now another attack and run. Carrigan does well. Make those couple extra meters. They've been told to release. They don't want to release, though, because he's still marching a little bit further forward. Kicked on fourth there for Nathan Cleary, looking for the awkward bouncing one. Sits up for Suoli'i, and now a good attacking opportunity. Great tackle made by Cleary, though. Another low one. Can I see your TV for a sec? What brand is it? I've got a Samsung, but I'm not actually watching the game on the TV. It's on an AOC monitor. That's something you're interested in. It's next to my other AOC monitor, which is actually in where I have got the chat. I don't want to see you. I want to see the game. Well, it's on Spark Sport and BBC iPlayer, Mac. All you got to do is go on those websites. Easy peasy. 2 converted tries is needed, says Ben Tapau. And I'm in Queensland and I'm watching this 3 a.m. Queensland time, says Xavier. So certainly committed to the craft there. 5th final tackle there for Samoa. They're 40 metres out from their own line, so not making a huge amount of metres there. 29. I thought the game was over. Only half time. And this match, Suoli'i's the most overrated player ever, says Let's Drop. And the F is the score, says Thelma. Yeah, not one that Samoa would be happy about. I think Tedesco has to play the ball now. Now looking to go around. Adokar tries to fend off Josh Papali, but he still manages to take him down. Disco, he's had a good game here in the final. He's a player similar to Cleary. Milford might have an HIA. That may be the best thing to happen for Samoa in this game. It sounds extremely harsh, but yeah. Seems like it's going to be the end of Milford for the night. Maybe. In fact, Malawasi to Australia, says Marco. Right. Is Crichton going to be all right? No, sorry, not Crichton. Is Milford going to be all right? No, they're not going to show the big shot here. Oh, Harris Tavita knocks himself unconscious there, trying to tackle Crichton. That was a bad one as well. It was a late tackle attempt, and he just got put down. Thanks for shouting me out and subscribing now. Says Xavier, no worries at all. Harris Tavita gone, night. And so is Samoa's night, says Les Triton from the Cook Islands, supporting Samoa, says Tina. This might take a little while for him to recover. So pretty much, Crichton was running. There was a knock on there. And then from there, he picks up the ball. Harris Tavita goes for the late shot. Oh, he eats an elbow. It was kind of out like that. This might be a bit of trouble. The elbow is raised. Harris Tavita, that was a clean knockout. That's the type that UFC players dream of. Or UFC fighters, I should say. And also, come on, Samoa and Tonga did it first. Sisione Mafaleo. So now it looks like they're going to be going upstairs. This could be a moment that could change the game here. I'll say it right now. If Crichton has to go off the field for 10 minutes or even longer, who knows what could happen here. And have you slept, Amish, or are you doing all-night stream? Pretty much we are doing the all-night stream. I went to a 21st birthday party before the first stream that we had of the night. So we will be up for about maybe 20 hours or so. Somewhere around there. I'm proud of Samoa. Either way, awesome achievement, says Layman. Yeah. First time they've ever made it through a semi-final to a final. They've been brilliant, Samoa. Link Tedesco's just asking the question. They're saying that there was a bit of a raise here. Tedesco. Oh. He's talking to James Tedesco here, Ashley Klein. This might be, like I mentioned, a game-changing moment in this matchup. The question is, how bad is it going to be for James Tedesco? Or sorry, not for James Tedesco, for Angus Crichton. Harris Tavita's only just come to. He was knocked out cold for a long time. Samoa actually going down to a $26 underdog at the moment. In fact, down to 18 now. So they're feeling that maybe there's going to be a little bit more of a chance for them. Accidental Man says Ben and Valentine Holmes should get the next one. And Jillaroos 54 points to 4. Samoa got a chance without Milford. Stay off a bit, please, Milford. Let's go. Although it seems like he's going to be all right, and instead it's going to be Harris Tavita who does go off the field. Right. This is going to be a big moment here. What does Crichton end up getting? We know it's going to be a penalty. It's on report, and you're in the bin for 10 minutes is the call from the referee. Now this changes everything. Samoa need 2 tries in the next 10 minutes. And if they can do that, they've still got a chance of winning this Rugby League World Cup. Samoa, it's time to do something. Times are wasting, says Scrum Lesson. Imagine an uproar if the guy forearmed someone in the face in a Rugby International. Yeah, that would have been quite bad. And a Rugby International, of course. Now it's actually going to be Samoa sitting as only $16 underdogs as they look to kick for the corner. And also the question is, or isn't, if they'll lose, it's by how much, says Trust. And also Australia goes back-to-back with a rugby, or sarcastic. Oh, wow, I didn't know that would happen, says ROTW. I feel like I should know what that stands for, but my brain has gone blank. At the moment, Samoa, like they're saying, they have to score now if they want a chance. It's going to be another few minutes off the field for the Australian player. And come on, Samoa, get some points on the board. And that was soft, says Litz there. Definitely because it was already after the knock-on had happened for Australia. So they made the mistake of deciding to go for the follow-up now. Jerome Luai hits it at the line. Flat pass off to Stephen Crichton. Tries to step through. It's up to 4th tackle now. The Roos are bloody good, though. They are. Their defense is solid, and that stands for, rest of the world. That makes sense. Sorry, I was a bit slow, wasn't I? Now Luai, once again, going back in mind. Junior Paolo rush defense there. Great shot from Whiten. Had to run a long way up. That's going to be 5th and final now. Jerome Luai with the quick hands. Suoli'i looks for the offload. Did it go forward? Yes, it does. And it's going to be a cancelled out try for Samoa. Once again, it's Finley Christie's behaviour, says Crumless. And also for Malosi Toa, Australia send the Aussies and the Kiwis home, and Toa struggling out there. Yeah, it just hasn't quite been the game that they wanted it to be for the Samoans. I see correct call in the end, with it being a knock on, and also we get on behalf of Australia, sorry for the underarm. I mean, I think a few Kiwis are over it at this point, but some are still not. And $10, bet say Samoa won't score, says Trust there. And bro, someone put a zinger box on the line, and so they score. Says let's drop. Wow. Carrigan loses the ball. Now Samoa, they heard that there was a zinger box on the line, and they said, we're ready to go, boys. Let's get this one fired up. It's not like it's a Rugby League World Cup. We want that zinger box. Now Junior Paulo hits it at the line. The crowd are liking this. It's going to be the first tackle made now. Now, cross to the right-hand side. Papali'i hits it at the line again. I see you, your 10. Make it 100, they will score. And also the Rock will be lifting a second eyebrow with this. Now ball outside. Now nice ball. Tim Lafai, 2 meters short of the line, and they're only up to the third tackle now for the Samoans. Now Jerome Luai goes in behind. Bit of a skip pass attempt there. It finds Stephen Crichton. Now they need to keep their structure here for Samoa. They cannot rush. And Zingbox and Two Small need a 59-piece pack for each player. There's Marco. Now up to fourth. Papali'i tries to stretch through. Doesn't make it over the line though. Now off to the short side. It's going to be Sualihi. Goes off to Jerome Luai. Looks for the offload. This is going to be last-ditch effort here from Samoa. They cannot afford to make a big mistake. Taylor May kicks it in behind. They're going to let that one go dead. And it is now going to be the opportunity once again for Australia. WF was that, says let's drop. And also, I'll never be over the underarm, says Stephen. And even though I haven't placed my bets on Oz low-key, want the Samoans to get some points before the end of the game, says Danny. And what time's the ABs play? They are playing in only another 18 minutes till the kickoff. So anyone who will be wanting to watch that live stream, my parents are going to be doing the first little while of their matchup until this match finishes. So that is the link for anyone who does want to check out that Rugby Union live stream. I will be joining them after this game is over as well. But Josh Adokar hits it up at the line. Already 50 minutes gone in this game. Another 6 minutes left of the yellow card. A nice run from Latrell. Moves up to the halfway line. This game proving that all these Penrith players are system players. And also Samoan flags price have dropped back down to $1 a flag. Here's Marco. Another mistake though. And Latrell Mitchell, he'll be disappointed with that one. He's angry. But just makes the mistake there when trying to put the ball down. Josh Papali'i just put a little bit of extra pressure on him. Samoa will lose. And also will Samoa score a try? I hope so. At the end of the day, no one wants to see a side with a nil next to one. Thanks for all your coverage, bro, through the whole tournament, says Anthony Manuel. No worries at all, mate. It has been absolutely incredible being able to cover as many games as we did. We met so many new people, which I feel like is the best part of it. And yeah, we've got plenty more coming in the future. So anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're only 30 away from 20,100. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Nice run forward from, once again, Australia. Oh, he stripped it. Did he get it clean? Lenny Yu, he sure did lose that one. And to be honest, Samoa had their finals last week where they played their best. And a beauty of a game to watch. This one will be different. Proud of the Usos making it this far. Love you, Toa Samoa, and go Samoa, says James. Or sorry, that was Joe. And also we have that Munster just too good. And your commentary better than Foxtel, says Anthony. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. Latrell Mitchell now hitting the ball up once again. Oh, short side. That was a gap and a half. Harry Grant thought he was going to be able to go straight through. Josh Papali'i holds him down for a little bit of time. Those two players almost kind of in a scissor position with their legs. Now Tedesco, short ball, big shot from the thigh, but wasn't able to put Martin down. He found the offload. Now Jack Whiten going to crash at the line again. And when all Samoa made history, they certainly did. 7 minutes of the All Black stream. I will shift directly. So my mum and dad are going to be doing the first 30 minutes. That's another try for Australia. And that could be possibly the match winner. Cameron Murray gets it for the Aussies. I think the basis for now, Samoa don't need that catch-up footy yet. Still sometimes says Nuzzy Williams, and that's the way it's got to be, little darling, in Australia, as usual, says Dave's World. And even if Samoa fall short of a win, should be very, proud of themselves. My voice is trying to disappear. I think the Aussies will do enough to get the win, though. And also, we get the Australia too good, bro, says Kylie. And 18-0, says Xavier. Yeah, another try scored by the Australians, but it all came from that strip. Lineal just wasn't hanging on to the ball hard enough. Let that one go through. And then Australia with the counter attack did brilliantly. Murray goes through, one of the interchange players for the Aussies. And that will be the try and maybe the match winner with the extra man on the field as well for Samoa. Their defense weren't able to stop it. David said, what? And where is the next Rugby League World Cup out? I believe it's going to be hosted in France. That will be an interesting one to watch. And also Samoa got this far. Win or loss. They played hard to get the final. Big ups in Australia. Will win this World Cup since we're up 18-0. Says Xavier there. Yeah, kick to come here. Currently sitting with 3 minutes left of that yellow card, and M&T should have been in there. Would have been a game, says LTS. Although the question is, would Tonga have beaten England? And it would have been a close game, that is for sure. But it's just never a given. The game of rugby league, Aussie for the win, says Linny there. And also Samoa, says Lila. Nice, want me to go over and mods for the AB's England game until everyone comes over, says Nate. That might be a good idea, Nate. I assume they are up. I haven't actually heard if they have gotten out of bed yet, so I hope they have. Oh, I think I just heard a yip from the other room. So they have. They are up and ready to go. So, yeah, that would be hugely appreciated, Nate. I shouldn't be too long before I pop over. And also, this is why Milford's the best player of all time. Beautiful defense. Says Les Trot and also change comment. Catch up footy style now, Samoa. Says Nazi Williams in there. And also can like the Samoan haters get a grip. Says Danny Ruggie there. And also, this is why Milford's... Oh, no, I just read that one, didn't I? And also, morning, Brandon. How you doing, buddy? Says Nate. And there's over. Yeah, that live stream will be starting up in 3 minutes' time for anyone who does want to watch All Blacks versus England. This is the link to take you over to that other live stream. We will be popping over for that one. I hear a door. Hello. That was my dad letting me know that he was awake with a nice big grunt of And also, we have got the ads over. Says David, all good, boss. I got you, Hamish. And also not saying the in goal isn't long enough. The guys just slid from the try line to over the dead ball. Yeah, it's an interesting field. I would have liked to see it a little bit bigger, of course, but sounds like I'm describing something else. 1 minute 30 left, as though it is a 32-0, not quite. 20-0 at the moment. A massive fight out self, flags bashing, shot windows, etc., says Nazi Williams. And how many Samoans in the Aussie team? There's a few. I mean, we've got in that side, Tino Fa'asumala-awi, who will feel a little bit weird playing up against this old side. Nice work from Suoliti. Believe that's going to be a penalty against Australia. Contact's dangerous on the kicker, says the Australian referee. And now Samoa will kick this one for touch. You agree with me? It's been awesome. See Malta, or it'll be awesome. See Malta in the World Cup. I think, yeah, as long as more and more sites, they've said that Crichton's actually given away that penalty, and that is going to be a penalty for the Australians. A great incentive for Samoa to upskill for the future. This is awesome. Always proud. Says Lamon there. And also we have got their MMT beat them before. They will beat them again. Toa beat MMT by 2. England by 1. Would have been better to watch MMT versus Kangaroos again, says LTS. And also we are still going to celebrate. The boys made it this far. Yeah, at the end of the day, to make it through to a final that they've never been in before is huge for Samoa. And I can't finish stating that enough. It's been incredible watching their journey from their first game where they did struggle. And then from there, they were able to really just keep on developing. And first 10 was crucial for Samoa after the break. Set the tone for the rest of the half. Let's go, Samoa. Finish strong because the space is long, says Xavier there. Samoa, your new destination is Long Place. Name that starts with that. Well, and someone send me some KFC. I also need a lift, says Obi. And Hamish, I take some and larger pills, cuz like I do, says Nazi Williams. Close to the line now. Oh, Australia! No, I think Gary Grant's going to be held up. And also better not end in a 40-0 game. Come on, boys, says Bucky. And also, it's okay if we lose or win, but at least we put our Pacific nation on top of the world, says Jeanette there. And 685 for life from Lila there as well. Australia only sitting 10 metres out from the line now. And another great attacking opportunity for the boys. Defence from Samoa, though, shutting him down nice and early. Is currently sitting 1 minute away from that New Zealand versus Australia live stream, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to watch that rugby union instead, be sure to check out that link that I have just put in the chat. We will be popping over to that one before the end of the first half, theoretically. Now, short side to Disco. It's going to be another penalty. What we going back for? It's actually going to be a penalty for Samoa. Will Samoa run out of legs in the last 10 minutes and get steamrolled, says Gerard? I hope not. But it's a possibility. Australia is still looking like their gas tank is pretty deep. And this one in Samoa, says Joe Rosner. And also sounds good, says Danny Draghi, and Australia on top, says Muggle Master. Yeah, and what about this no alcohol business at the Soccer World Cup? But it's still perfectly legal. Says DJ. Yeah, they have made it a rule that no alcohol at the FIFA World Cup in it, which is an interesting one. I feel like that's going to be a lot of sales that are going out the window. But I guess with Qatar, they've probably got enough money anyway that they're not worried about that. So proud of Samoa. Don't matter the result. Yes, it would. Says Paul, and the real final was last week. Yeah, last week was an incredible game. Now, Paolo finds the offload to Papali'i. Still 23 minutes left in this game, and Papali'i's dropped the ball again. This hurts for Toa Samoa supporters, seeing their side dropping the ball. And also, this is just the grand final again. I knew it, and a Tier 2 nation will never be allowed to win, says Joe. Then no matter what happened to Samoa, still Samoa, says Joe Rosner. And also, win or lose, Samoa made history, says the Uso. And I don't care, I love it, says Xavier. And they're currently sitting 58 minutes through another scrum for Australia. It's okay, boys. We still champions. We still celebrate our history. Just have fun on the field, says Jeanette. And Tonga made history years ago, beating all three big teams and put Polly's on the mat for sure. But other Usos still got some work to do. And KFC kangaroo fried chunks. Doesn't sound the most appetizing, does it? Kangaroo fried chunks. Although anything that's fast food fried and whatnot's not normally too bad. Damn, no fairy tale, shake my head. Anyways, let's hope, or let's move onto the All Blacks game, which is about to start, bro. So I have actually got that live stream already going. My parents are doing the co-commentary for that game for the first little while I'm away. Now it's going to be Adokar down the wing, the grubber on the inside. It looked offside to me, but they think that it's going to be maybe a try for Crichton, the man who's just come back onto the field after getting himself the yellow card. And also, but Tonga didn't make the final, says Joe. That is true, right? They've got no try. They feel that the player could have been offside, and we've got the World Cup in the bag, going through undefeated, says Brian. Yeah, it's been quite an incredible campaign for the Australians. Also, we have got there what happened to them in the past, or in the quarters. That's all in the past. Says the Uso. I love Toa Samoa. Win or lose, still the winner in our hearts. Toa Samoa all the way, says Tapatasi. And there as well. But now they are going upstairs to try and check this one to the game in. No, we've still got another 22 minutes left. So this kick, well, blimey, he's onside. So if this is a grounding, it's going to be a try. I feel bad for New Zealand. You guys don't seem to get a fair share for the FIFA World Cup. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that they aren't in there. Right, does he get this one down? Yeah, he loses that. Knocks the ball on, and what did I say? Milford's the GOAT, and yeah, history hard to get it, boys. Don't worry, we're still proud of our team. Love yous, and also doesn't mean Kiwis are better than Toa, judging by the score. Says Stone Gold, and also is the game done? No, we still got another 21 minutes left now on the clock. Gonna be the no try for the Australians, but Samoa, I believe, when we look at the TAB betting odds now, they'll be like $101 underdogs, I would think, at this point of the match, or maybe $51 underdogs. I don't think they'll go to 101. Oh no, there are $101 underdogs. Samoa need 3 converted tries in the next little while. And your mum, dad streaming in the same room as you do? Not quite. They are in the next room over, so you can probably hear me on their live stream, but I cannot really hear them on ours, I guess you could say. But that is the link for anyone who does want to check out England versus the All Blacks. That is taking place currently in the world, I guess is the best way of describing it. It's going to be a big matchup, though, when they do go head to head. Now Samoa going off the left-hand side again. Jerome Luai, ball on the outside now. Quick hands from Samoa. Taylor May gets it. And the thing is, Samoa still haven't given up. They still want one more chance to be able to try and get back into this contest. They've got 20 minutes to do so. Teams have scored 20 points in 20 minutes before. But the question is, can they do it against this world-class Australian side who don't look like they are giving an inch away out there on the park? Tonga beat New Zealand, Australia, and England. Toa scraped past England and now getting smashed by Australia. And what's going to happen to all the flags, says Mr. Rastafari. I think they're still going to fly them high. At the end of the day, Samoa have shown that they have got a passionate side that will not be giving up anytime soon. In the rugby league circuit, the wide cutout pass, here comes To'o, and he scores the try for Toa Samoa. So the question of what is going to be happening with those flags, they're all going to be raised high and waving back and forth for the Samoan boys. But Brian, To'o scores the first try of the match for Samoa. They got given a try. Says, let's try it. And it's okay, boys, take that 20 minutes for exercise and have fun. Make that Aussie team run in Australia all the way, says Sky and Oosh. No need to fight, brothers and sisters, be proud, says Nuzzy Williams there. Ryan To'o, his 5th try of the Rugby League World Cup. They certainly won't be paying $101 now. I tell you what, they'll be down to about 50. Who says Ben Tapau and Chahu come back? Boys, says Uso. If they can come back to 20 all in this game, that would be absolutely insane and incredible. There's so many words that could describe it, but of course, it's a long way from that happening. First, they need this kick to go over just to make it a little bit easier. I just realized they actually need 4 tries to be able to get themselves back into the contest. Also, we have an answer. That's great. And there says Ben, and also we there try for the Samoans and make it to the final and lose. At least we beat the big teams, not to mention we should have beaten England last World Cup, says LTS, and also keep them coming, says Ben. Yeah, nice try scored by Brian To'o. And like they're saying, it seems like there's new energy now found in this Australian, in the Samoan side. It's unfortunate that the sneezes are coming. Maybe that is because I got too... No, I don't sneeze when I'm too excited. That I know of. I sneeze a lot on live stream though, so maybe there is a little bit of a connection there. But now, Stephen Crichton about to line up this kick for the Samoans. Can he convert it as a Tongan, I believe? Making it to the finals is greater than beating the Kangaroos, Great Britain and the Kiwis. Says don't go to Wahoo. 4 points for us. That's gone over from Crichton, and that will make the score 20 points to 6 now. Samoa, their crowd are feeling a little bit of something there. Bless you, brother, says Mr. Four. Appreciate that, mate. And also, when do they come out? Says Sky. And there, if we're talking about the highlights, they are going to be coming out in only, I would say, about 30 or 40 minutes time. They're normally pretty quick with them. And top-notch commentary says, BSC, thank you very much, mate. If you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are currently only sitting a total of 20 subscribers away from 20,100. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. And we've got plenty more coming in the future, including 2 more Rugby Union live streams later on tonight, including one that's going on at the moment that I have got my parents out of bed at 6 a.m. New Zealand time to be able to cover. They are going to hate me. Currently 17 minutes left. Samoa in possession once again now. Big hit up of that ball. 17 minutes. The difference between a World Cup win and a World Cup loss here for the Samoans. And can hear you on the other stream. He'd actually quiet it down, mate. Says Eli. Try my best. Can't whisper too much, though. Get a bit excited. The walls are thin around here. We haven't replaced that wall yet. Might piss off to count down some crap and box of pear. Shoot back for the ABs. I think that is from Nuzzy Williams. And sorry, take the drop kick. Says Paul, it's gone high. Nicely taken by Valentine Holmes. Now going to be breaking up the middle of the field once again there. Nicely tackled by the Samoans. Australia, they'll be looking to get as much territory as they can. Still on Toa Samoa. I just want them to at least come back to 1-12. Loss for 900, please. And also over there, this is it. This is like the last game moves exactly right. So you got nothing to lose. You might as well empty your gas tank more than you have ever emptied it before. Because at the end of the day, you've got 4 years to recover. When the next one I just went and checked you. Says BSC there, and we got this. And also keep watching the big dance at home for your team. Says though, so that's a mistake. To'o's got it. And he gets back up to his feet. The crowd are going absolutely berserk at the moment for Toa Samoa. 16 minutes left. Luai gives it off now into the hands of the big number 22, Tuolangi. Getting into the contact, taken down 3. You still got the Samoa, says Stone Cold. And truth be told, I've got $100 on this game. Come on, the Uso, says Frank. What were the odds when you bet on them? Frank, do let me know. I assume a little bit lower than $51 perhaps. Now Junior Paulo trying to go through. That is up to the 4th tackle now. Samoa score now. They are in this contest. Why does the scoreboard still not say that Samoa scored? There we go. Has given them the points now. I just went and saw your mum and dad. They're going good. Says BSC. So that is good news. Hopefully they are feeling nice and wide awake. Now the ball in behind. Jerome Luai cut out pass. Doesn't find the hands. Taylor May cleans it up. No. And now Tim Lafai has to keep it alive. And Australia able to get the handover. What's the score? Says Richard, it is 20 points to 6 currently in favour of the Australians. And can you give us a Chahu, says Mr. Vi? Maybe not quite as good of a Chahu as you would like. You know, you got to get one that's like a real passionate one. It's currently 6:30 a.m. here, so it's a tricky one to do. Now, Munster tackled down, no hurry to get back to his feet. Yes, baby $6.50 for Toa, put 150 on Toa to win. Well, says LTS and also Bro Gamers live on TikTok, says Louis, and also Samoa all the way, says Viniana. Now going back across to the right-hand side, Hunt gives it to Isaiah Yo. Still 15 minutes left on the clock now, ladies and gentlemen, so plenty of time for some more points, whether there's Samoa scoring them or whether they're Australia. We're going to see at least one more try, is my prediction, for the last moments of the contest. Now back across. Nathan Cleary puts high. Goes up, must come down. Looks like Addo Carr. Going to be play on. Brian To'o tackle well. Let's go Samoa, says Tristan. And also never say never to Tong. Oh, wait. Are they gone? As well, and give us a Pukana then, says Mr. Vi. I don't know whether I'm qualified to give a Pukana, unfortunately. Now, nice offload from Crichton. Keeping the ball alive. Tim Lafai now. In fact, it's going to be Tuolangi. Hitting the ball up. They're 20 metres out from their line at the moment. They're getting a little bit trapped here for Samoa. They need a few more metres at this point of the contest. Now, 13 and a half minutes left. Samoa roll the ball back. Cross now into the hands of the number 17 to Pau. I'm surprised he's still going because he got dropped. And also we have got there, as the dad, or as to quote my dad, it's wonderful what you can do when you look, says Xavier there. A decent one overall, isn't it? Josh Adokar waits for the ball to box or bounce. Now the Fox hits it straight at Tuolangi and got as good as those, says Frank there. And also we've got there, there's a Yapukana bro, says Paul. And Aussie, says Canva there. Now, good run from Latrell Mitchell. Rabbitoh's still got a little bit of kick left in those legs. Moves up to the halfway line. Now Australia going off to the right-hand side. Another nice run forward. I believe that was Tino Fa'asuamalawi now getting one of his first carries of the contest. Passing back across now to the left-hand side for the Aussies. Campbell Gillard hit hard from Junior Paulo. And also, we love you, Samoa, says Aries. I'm proud of you, Samoa. And then your dad is doing awesome, says Delmain. Guys seem to really enjoy the commentary when they do it, so I had to make sure that I did bring them back to Disco up the middle of the park. He will score a second. He's fallen down in that weird little bit of a dip that they've got next to the field, but that is the Disco's try, and that will now definitely secure the game for the Australians. It's a shame that it has come to this, but it's going to be a lot more one-sided than we anticipated for this World Cup final. What we're quickly going to do is put the phone on charge because it is slowly dying. There we go. We will go like that. Sorted. Lovely stuff. There for us, and game over, says Gaz. And the chat as well. Yeah, it's going to be the last one for the Australians, you would think. Oh, I don't know. There's still 12 minutes left. And game over. And game set match, says Scott. And it's the only Muffalo give credit where credit is due. Says it's Stone Cold and Tonga top 8. Says do so. And the chat as well. But it was a nice ball. Munster short inside pass to James Tedesco. And that was all they needed. Okay, I hear screaming from the other room. I think there might have been a try scored by the All Blacks, if I'm not wrong there. So we might have to find out what's going on in that one a little bit later on. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. Says Viniana, but still 10 minutes left in this game. The parade's awfully quiet. Good. Make sure you pick up your miss 8, says Marco. And also we have got another spell. We've had quite a few throughout these live streams overall, I've noticed. But interesting, isn't it? And come on, Samoa, where's all the fluke tries? Says Takayas. And I mean, they've been close a couple of times in this game, being able to score right. The question is, can Nathan Cleary get a conversion over that isn't straight out in front of his post? It's the big question. Lining it up. Maybe it's the mustache that's causing him to not go too well. Nathan Cleary. Out to kick this one over. Yep, he's got that one over. So that will make the score now 30 points to 6. Or sorry, 26 points to 6, I should say, in favour of Australia. And come on, Samoa, we believe. Chahu says a Russell there. Like they said, one of the best tries of the night. And someone say KFC. See, the thing is, it's 6:30 a.m. here. My last live stream finishes at 11, and I'm going to be absolutely exhausted by the end of that one. So I won't be able to get KFC unless I get it tomorrow evening, maybe. You know, they just say 67,500 in attendance for this game. That is absolutely massive, and it sounds like they're pretty 50-50 in terms of what side they're going for. Good shot from Tapau, put on there from James Tedesco, and also Samoa making the final was massive. No matter the result, congrats to everyone from Samoa. Says PSC there. And where's all the fluke tries, Samoa? You scored them all against Tonga and England and got no more left. I mean, I wouldn't call them fluke tries. A lot of them were actually very well structured, set up plays. Oh, stolen. Well, if this one's considered a fluke try, then Crichton will be taking it every day of the week. He gets another one. Brilliantly done by Stephen Crichton. And that it's going to make it, I mean, it's going to make it a bit closer, but Samoa still aren't quite going to be able to fire back, I don't think. In fact, says Dylan, and also Teddy for man of the match. Yeah, Tedesco stood up big time in this matchup. Either him for me, or maybe you could go to an extent. Latrell Mitchell, he's been pretty good, but Tedesco, he still gets it over Latrell, doesn't he? But Stephen Crichton does manage to score the try on the piss, or morning KFC. Too good. Like the All Blacks, unfortunately, says Richard there. And also try for Samoa, says Scrumless. And also we have got there, yes, Samoa says Aries, and 10 more minutes. Yeah, going down to 9 now left on the clock. They would need 3 tries if they want to win this game here, Samoa. You'd have to say that that would be impossible to do, but you just never know with the Samoan outfit. That didn't take too long at all, and not fluke tries. This is just by the ref and World Cup organisers, says LTS, and also All Blacks already 7-0, says Ben. So a brilliant start to the match by the sounds of it for the ABs and their contest as well, which is exactly what they would have wanted to do, of course. Stephen Crichton, he's 1 from 1 tonight. Samoa got no chance, says Marco. Yeah, might be too much of a mountain to climb here for them, unfortunately. And Samoa on the top, people, says Aries there. I mean, 26-12. Or 26-10, still a respectable looking scoreline though. And I feel like adding another try on top of that, make it look even better and keep those coming. Samoa says Fritz. Crichton, it's hit the post and it's bounced away. And also we're done, says Precious. And there, and also ouch, says Lovely Gal. And the chat as well. Now 8 minutes left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. So the question now is, we've seen a couple late tries scored in this contest already. Are we going to get to see another try? I think it's the best way of putting it. I think, yeah, there's been a lot of tries scored throughout this matchup. How are you gonna make a hater like Marco moderator? He's clearly has something against Samoa. Maybe got smashed from the USA, says the New Age. He enjoys a troll, Marco. Or he's normally a bit more tame, I guess you could say. And also definitely game done. But for real good work making it to the final, Uso, says LTS. And there also. Now, Jerome Luai gives it off into the hands of Tapau again. And game definitely game done. Oh, no, I read that one in 8 minutes. It's still a long time. Exactly right. Samoa have got themselves the position at the moment, 20 metres out from their own line. It will be Josh Papali'i who does go forward at the line. Now, Hunt, he has gone off the field. Tapau, it's come back out there. I thought he was already out there on the field. Regan move. It's the call from the referee. Regan Campbell-Gillard staying down a little bit longer than he should have. Oh, Luai slips over there and keep the Samoans flying. We're all proud of what Tai has done. Now, kicked him behind. Milford puts it high. 39 metres gain. Tedesco takes it. Almost does his knee in the process, but he looks like he's going to be all right, Tedesco. Breaks forward. His knees don't look great, though. He looked like he was a little bit wobbly there, Tedesco, but he seems like he's going to be all right to continue, which is the main thing. That's going to be a set restart in favour of the Australians as well. Valentine Holmes, man who hits that one up. Currently 6.5 minutes left in the game. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, of course. We have got plenty more coming up on the channel. Anyone who does want to watch the game between England and New Zealand for the Rugby Union commentary, that is the link. It has already started, and we will be popping over there in a few moments time as well. But currently 74 minutes through. Campbell Gillard hits it up to the third tackle now for the Australians. Go, 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 says Fritz Shepherd. And Samoa away on the flag of defeat. And there says Duckias. Although, Tedesco's knees. He's going to be sore tomorrow because he's had some awkward landings throughout this match. Now Cleary, skip pass off to Munster. This could be another try. No, he's given the ball straight back to Samoa. I'm doing a chant in 2 World Cups in one day called the Builders. The trophy room needs some expansion, says Steve J. And I've just subscribed. And yeah, thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. I would read out your name, but it's a bit close to something else. So I think you will understand. Kiwi, 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 fruit, fruit, fruit. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it as Aussie, 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 oi, 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 does it? It's like a bit of cramp. Starting to set him for the Samoans. Stephen Crichton, the try scorer from just before Australia kicked New Zealand's ass. Now going to kick Samoa. I thought you were talking about the men's for a second, and then I was thinking it's only 2 points difference, but then I realized you were talking about the women's final, and yeah, it was pretty one-sided. Oh, wait, it's still the second half of the game. It is. Still, we are only sitting 75 minutes through this contest. Come on, Samoa. Where's the fluke tries? Once again, I don't think they're fluke tries. I think they're just very well set out ones. Oh, that's a drop ball. It's gone backwards. I think that's a knock on by Australia. And that is going to be a Samoan scrum now. And also, come on, Samoa, 67% are supporting you. Make us proud. And it's just off the big Les show in their skits. And also, we have got their win or lose. I'm super proud of the Toa Samoa, says D. Yeah, the whole country, the whole nation, the whole Pacific Islands have all been behind Samoa for this matchup. Shame that they haven't been able to make it a little bit closer. Of course, there's still time to score another try for them. Tonga is my son, says Mr. Vi. Fancy name, I guess. Naming him after a country. I assume it's a him. It could be a girl as well. I mean, it's 2022. You can kind of name anyone anything, can't you? I could change my name to being a pot plant if I really wanted to. Stephen Crichton. No, in fact, it was Taylor May out on the wing. Jerome Luai. Now going back across. This time it's going to be Suali'i joining the line. Finish strong. Samoa, let's go. Come on, Samoa. Don't let them get a goal, says Fritz. Now going off to the right-hand side. Junior Paulo with the big bump off on Campbell Gillard. And checkmate, All Blacks are up 17-0. That's massive early on. England, you'd have to say almost down and out already, which is really weird. There's going to be 6 more now for the Samoans. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Good trip there from Tino Fa'asuamalawi. I love saying that name, even though I say it wrong and have the emphasis in all the wrong places. Now, it's going to be another run from Josh Pavali. I love how y'all overseas say pot plant for a potted plant. Pot plant in the USA is cannabis. I see. Luai, nice inside ball. Now almost going through for the Samoans, close to the line here. Has to wait till the players get off him there. Spencer Leniu going to the short side. They're only on second here. Luai, why would you? He's done the grubber and given the ball straight back into the hands of Australia, and Angus Crichton will run the ball forward. That will be frustrating for Samoa there. I was catching up. Rugby and Rugby League games are closer, specifically in a Rugby World Cup. Can't wait, says Skits. And come on, Samoa, do what you do in Samoa versus Tonga, says Fritz, and why Australia don't play Tino more. Be careful, he might opt for Samoa next World Cup. That's the thing, Tino Fa'asuamalawi, he's a brilliant player, but he doesn't really get too many opportunities. Like you mentioned, they only give him like maybe 5 to 10 minutes a game, which for me is just not enough. The man's too talented to only give him that much time on the clock. He is better off being out there for a very long time. That was a terrible way of describing it, wasn't it? Clearly, Tonga versus Cook Islands was the highlight of the tournament. That or England versus Samoa for me was massive. That's a 40-20 there for the Australians once again. They have been able to nail that kick. As we get there, Luai leaving it all on the field, says Ben, and we're so close, says Fritz, and it's okay, boys, says Jeanette. Looks like they're going to get one more set play here before the end of this World Cup. It's a shame, really. I've enjoyed covering the World Cup on the channel, and it's going to feel weird not being able to do it, but we've got plenty more Rugby Union coming up. Rugby Sevens coming on the channel as well. Are you covering the Rugby World Cup? We certainly are, mate. Every single match will be covered on the Kiwi Lads channel. Mel Meninga being shown on the screen. He's getting booed by the Samoans, cheered by the Australians, and thanks for the live, bro. Says Mr. Vi, and just enjoy the field. You guys already made us proud. And Fritz, you know what close is? Says LTS. And then Australia's Islanders in their team, says Italia. And also we have got there the Samoan flags from D. and Samoa do this for KFC, says Fritz. I mean, to be fair, if I was told before a game I was getting KFC, I'd do it for that KFC as well. James Tedesco, though, he's had 199 meters made throughout this matchup. He's had 21 carries. He scored himself a try. Good man, I'll be listening when I'm working. Says Skits there, and also let this be a lesson, Samoa. No flag waving until you win. And embarrassing for us, says King Z, but they did win. They won their semi-final, and I feel like that is what a lot of people were supporting Samoa from, in terms of those flags and everything, and twisted combos all around for the Samoans. The sea champions, Australia, no Australia, says Xavier. And both teams played well, says Asia, China. And also Samoa stick to KFC. And I do know I do know what close means, by the way, says Fritz. Now, another run from Tino Fa'asu Malawi. Looks like one more attacking opportunity for the Australians with just 1 minute left on the clock. Campbell Gillard trying to break through. I'd like to think that Samoa will be able to hold them out, but you just never know. It could be one of those moments that they could be caught lacking maybe right at the end of the contest. And Joe, all day, any day, for our Toa Samoa, no matter the result, he's still in good and good spirits. Lots of love. And let's go Australia, the positivity on the side. Now Tino Fa'asu Malawi once again trying to break his way through the line. 50 seconds left and 3 tackles through. Thanks for the live, Doco. Says Robbie and then no worries at all, mate. And that was close. Almost able to reach out, but just short of the line once again for Campbell Gillard. Now attacking the line. James Tedesco. Teddy almost deserves another try the way that he's played. First thing I thought of when I said Teddy was Mr. Bean going, Teddy. That's a weird one. Now it's through Latrell Mitchell scores the final try of the one. I feel like that wasn't a terrible Mr. Bean impersonation, but that will be the end of the game. Australia bring up the 30. Jill Boys are the best team ever, says Alcuso. And then it's all over Red Rover, says Brian. And then also Chahu, says Aussie. And there as well. But now with only a few seconds left, the Samoans, they'll be disappointed. Australia, though, they played a good game. Everyone knew they were going to show up for this matchup. And they've been able to do just that. So there will just be this last kick. And then that will be the end of the contest, ladies and gentlemen. What we will be doing straight after this game, we'll be going to our next live stream. It is England versus New Zealand. It is currently in the first half of that contest. I hate it, so it's still going strong. If nothing, y'all persist, says Lovely Gal. And then Samoa is legendary, says Xavier, and Samoa all the way, says Casey McKenzie. And Church Time says Myra Stuffer. So yeah, the plan will be to head over to that live stream probably in about 15 minutes time. First of all, we will be doing our post-match review of this game, uploading it on the channel, and then being all ready to go for the next match. And 3 cheers for Samoa, says Xavier. That's the thing. I'm still giving Samoa a round of applause. They made it to a World Cup final for the first time ever. They made it to a semi-final for the first time ever. Australia, they once again become Rugby League World Cup champions. You got to give them a big clap for that as well. Thank you for the stream, Amish. Congrats on 20k subs, says Scrum. Let's big respect to Samoa for not letting Australia have it all their own way, says Gaz in the chat as well. And did they get the kick, says Ali? They did not. I thought I wasn't watching. 30 points to 10. They did miss the kick. And also a great call, mate. Listening from Adelaide, says BJ. And also Samoa gets to join Aussie, Kiwis, England and France to be the finalists. And Samoa all the way, says Viniana. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Not just for this game, but for throughout the whole of the Rugby League World Cup. It has been a blast. Hope you guys have been enjoying the commentary. We've got plenty more coming in the future. So if you are new, hit that subscribe button. And we have got our post-match review that will be coming out in a very short moment, where we will just be breaking down what happened in this game. It will only be about 3 minutes or so. We'll come out on the channel in about 30 minutes time. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.